He's building a good clip file. Do you even keep anything? Is it all done digital?
It's all digital
I'm
now.
still looking for that scrapbook at home.
Yeah, I've got the physical papers or physical copies of the newspaper at home. But when the program started in 1997 to now, it's a little bit of a night and day difference. Amazing. With that stuff.
Yep.
When you take a look, Jordan, at this weekend, how North Dakota made history, a lot of these Maverick teams over the last few years have made their own historical runs. Omaha, the fastest to 10 wins in a season, another 20-win campaign. When you assess this season overall for those Maverick fans that might not have been able to pay as much attention to the program, what are some of the things you take away from this year?
Yeah, I know we harp on it, us as our media members here with it, but you hate to dwell on the negative right away, but you look at those Miami and CC series and wonder what could have been. Last year you cover a tournament team. They've got so much on paper coming into this season. Depth, you add McMahon as a transfer. Villanette, so much working in their favor for it. And I hate to use the term missed opportunity, but hopefully the boys can go on a run here in the postseason and play their way back into it. But no, it's... You look at that tournament run now, you see the skill on a nightly basis. You see them going toe-to-toe with the North Dakota, sweeping a St. Cloud. You go toe-to-toe with the Denver. You see the potential is there. You see the growth of the guys out there, and it still makes you kick yourself thinking, like I said, of what could have been type of thing, but that's essentially what this season boils down to.
Yeah, it's a team that certainly has that talent. Still a ton of hockey left to be played, of course. But you do look back, and we always do at this point in the year, especially in a conference like this, and say, well, it could have been Miami back in the first half. How'd they get 3 points out of here? That sort of thing. Even the non-conference Lake State loss to open the season seemed to signal, and St. Lawrence seemed to signal an up and down. But certainly an outstanding team. What a final 3 weekends of this regular season it's been up to this point. We knew this was going to be a great homestand, and the Mavs have done well against top competition.
Yeah, I think I speak for all three of us. You can use the term roller coaster to describe this season, and I'm sure I speak for all three of us on this too. Call me skeptical. You come back from Oxford on that weekend to have the run that they do the last 3 weeks here, but it's playoff hockey. Anything can happen.
We've seen a lot of history over the course of this homestand. The highest ranked team Omaha has ever defeated in terms of the Denver Pioneers. The first time inside Baxter Arena under a Brett Larson coach team that the Mavericks were able to sweep the Huskies. But as we take a look at the playoffs, we not only mentioned how you were a Swiss Army knife, but also entering the broadcast booth, one-upping me with style. Your style and your preseason predictions are two things I probably aren't going to be able to match. Jordan correctly predicted that Western Michigan was going to surprise a lot of people in the NCHC. You're not the only one that's going to pat your back, buddy. I'm going to pat your back, too. Omaha's matching up against the Broncos next week in that Lawson Ice Arena. When you assess the first-round playoff series for the Mavericks next week, what are some things that Western does well that could give Omaha some trouble next week? Yeah,
it's an interesting matchup. You can go back to that series up in Kalamazoo right there. Experienced team, heavy size. They play well on both ends of the ice with it, but they also, you look at Ethan Frank, I know Omaha fan favorite here, but you look down the rest of that lineup. Drew Worad, Ronnie Adder there in the back end. Brandon Bussey's played well in net. Top to bottom, they're a deep team with it that can beat you in a lot of ways, but you look at that series in Kalamazoo, obviously you guys saw it firsthand. Granted, Isaiah Seville stood in his head in that second game up there, but the Mavs have the game plan and ability to go toe-to-toe. By no means is Lawson Arena an easy place to play in the regular season, let alone the playoffs, but the Mavs have been on a roll here the last few weeks. Funny things happen come playoff hockey, and you get a big win or two down the stretch here. You ride that momentum into the postseason, and nothing's off limits for you there.
Yep, we're booked for 3 nights. There's no question. That could be a third game, obviously. Statistically, probability, it makes sense with that kind of a seeding. Yeah. But Omaha, not a bad matchup. We felt awfully good going into that Christmas break, Casey. The boys singing Mariah Carey's Christmas classic on the bus up to Grand Rapids after getting that split. Really setting the tone, and here we are. Omaha certainly could get some damage done.
It was all I want for Christmas, if memory serves right.
That's right.
And it is March, so possibly a late Christmas gift for the Mavericks with a first-round series against Western Michigan, and possibly to propel the team for the program's first NCHC Frozen Face-Off. For those listening on the radio airwaves, I'm Casey Roll, Terry Leahy, my usual partner to my far right, Jordan McAlpine, the student reporter, in the middle of us as we get ready for senior night between the Mavericks and the Fighting Hawks. Time to take a look now at our keys to victory, brought to you by Quality Brands of Omaha and Bud Light, which proudly welcomes back Mavericks fans to Baxter Arena this year. Bud Light is for the fans. We weren't only going to give Jordan props coming onto the broadcast, but we're going to put you to work for a little bit. Before I go to Terry for our keys to victories, what are your keys to victory tonight?
Work? What's that? you look at tonight, though. I mean, we've talked about it at Wits End the last couple weeks. You're set in stone. You're going to Kalamazoo the next weekend. It's cliche. It's simple. Don't get hurt. You look at the situation. You've got Isaiah Seville starting in net. He's been dealing with a flu bug the last few weeks. Keep him healthy. You look down the rest of their lineup. The guys that you need rolling at the right time of year here, you look at a Chase Primo, a Brandon McManus, Taylor Ward. Keep these guys healthy. Build some confidence this weekend, which obviously you saw last night. The way that they were able to come back is a key, but keep them healthy. And the other thing, I know it's beating a dead horse here, but score first in this series has proven to be pivotal in every sense of the imagination here. So get a fast start, carry that third period into tonight, and let's see what happens.
Indeed it is. Speaking of firsts, how about this? First time reading a line chart on air, Jordan?
Maybe a little bit.
Let's take a look at our starting lineups now, delivered by Family Fare, the official grocer of Maverick Athletics. First, for the starting lineups, Terry Leahy's got the Omaha Mavericks.
Are we going for Omaha?
Let's do Terry.
All right, we'll start with Omaha.
Actually, Jordan, you're our senior here.
There, I'll give it to you because if you can read my chicken scratch there, you could give those Omaha starters. Obviously, some senior combinations.
Yeah, and I will add a little tip of the hat to Gabby on that decision there. I know we talked about it Tuesday. The last couple years here, they've went through honoring the seniors. Same thing tonight. Brandon McManus, fifth-year transfer from Minnesota. He's in left wing of that top line. Chase Primo, center, and Taylor Ward on the right wing. Ward last night closing in a lot of program records. He's up to 6th most career goals, tied for 10th in points. The back end, Nate Knepke, another Minnesota transfer, comes here, has a career. He has Johnny Tyconic, North Dakota transfer. We all know what's on the line for him.
Loved him last night.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
And we talk about Isaiah Seville. I know Austin Roden got the nod last night, but Seville's the bell cow on this team, and they go back to him tonight. And I'll do the handoff to Mr. Terry Leahy.
All right, well, do you want to go ahead and take the Fighting Hawks?
I will take the North Dakota Fighting Hawks. We go from the back to the front. We've done that over the course of the last couple weeks. Jacob Houston is getting the start and go.
I'm like the script person. Here we are.
Yeah, you're holding up the scripts, Terry, for those watching.
Let me be like an older boy and hold it so you can read it. Or?
Connor Ford is starting at the top line center, the nation leader in faceoff wins. Mateo Costantini, the Sabres draftee, to his left. Judd Caulfield, the Penguins draft pick. To his right, Tyler Clevin, the overtime game-winning hero last night. On the left defense, Chris Jandrick, the Alaska Fairbanks transfer. On his right defense, in front of Helston, making his first career start against these Mavericks. Jordan McAlpine, so great for you joining us, partner. Good luck the rest of the season, and we look forward to seeing the work you have in your future.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Casey.
Awesome.
Appreciate it as always, Terry.
Thanks,
Happy you're doing
that.
We'll step aside when we return. Opening puck drop between the Fighting Hawks and the Mavericks on the Maverick Radio Network, powered by Learfield. Awesome. Great job, partner.
Perfect.
Singing of our national anthem, performed tonight by Dave Volanek.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Tonight's officials, referees Dan Drager and Sterling Egan, linesmen Sam Rankin and Nate Stampton.
Mavericks wins the draw. Backhands to the left of Jacob Helston, the freshman from Lusdal, Sweden, making his first career start against Omaha. Taylor Ward, bottom of the right circle, centers high slot. Wrist shot, Konecki, right pad safe. Helston flex to the near boards. Omaha unable to keep the zone. Judd Caulfield excavates out to center. Prodded out to the blue line. Johnny Tyconic, the former Fighting Hawk, one of those 9 aforementioned Mavericks being honored tonight on senior night. Sets up shop to Nate Konecki. Lead pass through center ahead of the intended target, Jack Randall. Stood up by Brent Johnson along the far side. Flipped off the high glass. Mavericks double back into the E-zone. 45 seconds into a scoreless first period between the Mavericks and Fighting Hawks. Team who has scored first has won 19 of the last 20 matchups between both programs. Alternating puck possession out to neutral. Brandon Scanlon, diagonal pass wide of the intended target, Mancini. UND enters left circle, wrist shot, Sendin, chest save, no rebound by Isaiah Seville, the anchor from Anchorage. Did not start last night. Gets to start game 2 in the finale. A minute 6 seconds into a scoreless first period. Fighting Hawks with an attacking zone faceoff.
Puck was in the neutral zone. Cooper Moore pushed it ahead. He was about at his own blue line, pushed it ahead for Sendin, and that trapped Maverick defenseman Victor Mancini, who was in a no man's land there around the red line, but Isaiah Seville able to make that save, but some time and space for Sendin.
Draw to the right of Seville, controlled by the Mavericks. Omaha from right to left. Berg, diagonal pass, right circle. Ty Mueller, wrist shot, knuckling wide through the blue paint. Omaha keeps the zone along the left wing. Proctor at the point, skies it to the circle. Alternating possession belongs to Mueller, bottom of the goal line. Parks below the circle, whip behind the goal. Berg, pressed to the wall by Luke Bast, a second-generation Fighting Hawk. Along the far side, Tyler Weiss behind the goal, holding on the backhand. Stopped at the goal line by Carson Albrecht along the far wing. Lofts it off the high dasher. Mavericks keep the zone along the right circle. Mueller at the point. High-low pass. Weiss at the goal stripe. Button hooks on Bast. Flips. Right point. Krenzen. Rink-wide Proctor at the circle. Wrist shot. Blocker save by Helston, moving from right to left. Mavericks along the far side. 2 minutes into a scoreless first. High slot. Weiss, left circle, wrist shot. Flexed aside by Helston. Loose behind the goal. Stuffed chance, Primo. Turned aside. Far post. Fighting Hawks Still, Terry unable to clear the zone.
Yeah, good pressure by Omaha. And here's Nolan Sullivan trying to keep that going with a half-ice grind in that corner to the right of the North Dakota goal.
Sullivan wrestled to the wall near side. Collects the puck with Ferner on his back. Sullivan, bottom of the right circle. Low high pass, angled to the point. Krenzen between the circles, wrist shot flung wide behind the goal. It's dug out by Conley, bottom of the right circle. Blind pass, right dot. Krenzen centers, right circle, wrist shot. Sullivan, loose to the goal line. Backhand bit McManus, went wide near post. Conley, high slot, shoots through traffic, blocked by Ferner's left skate. Caden Bolson picks it up along the near circle. A scratch last night, his first game since early February when the Mavericks picked up a victory against the Fighting Hawks at the Ralph.
North Dakota finally clears at Omaha in a regroup.
3 minutes into a scoreless first. Along the right circle, Conley dragging to the goal line. Barrels into Helston, arm up, penalty upcoming. Fighting Hawks ahead from left to right along the near side. Brendan Booty at the circle, right dot. Pivots wide on McManus. Centering pass for Jamranick, touched by Conley. And with 16:45 left in the first, North Dakota heads to the power play. Same as last night, Terry. Conley went barreling toward the goal, got Helston off of his skates. Second-year captain heads to the box. Here's the call.
The call on the ice is a minor penalty for goaltender interference. The play will be under review.
It certainly will be. Cooper Moore was the defenseman there, but Kevin Conley came along the goal line and mowed down Jacob Helston. So you heard what the official had to say, so we're early on in a review of that one. It'll be close. Could be just shoulder on shoulder there, and they keep it a minor penalty. But either way, North Dakota is going to go on the power play after Omaha took control of the early shifts in this game with tremendous pressure. Tyler Weiss had a good opportunity. Nick Ports was trying to cover him down low. Ports lost his stick. That led to a good play at the North Dakota net. But now North Dakota going on the power play, and they're reviewing to see if this will be more than a minor against Maverick captain Kevin Conley. And one of my keys to the game coming into this was to try and avoid that as much as possible, but that's part of hockey. A lot of emotion out there, and another huge story here as we fill, while they continue to review this, is this crowd. This will be exceed last night's, was over the 6,000 mark, just pushing 7 if not capacity, toward capacity tonight. Maverick fans saying so long to this team for this season, these graduate students, seniors, and North Dakota fans in here. What a spectacle this is. What a scene at Baxter Arena here tonight and has been this weekend. Here's the ruling. They're done with the review.
After further review, the call on the ice stands. 2-minute minor, goaltender interference.
16:45 left in the scoreless first period. 2-minute penalty on Conley. That puts North Dakota's power play to work for the first time. 24.4%, 5th in the league, 11th in the country. Went 2 of 7 last night against the Mavericks. Kill at 82.2%, 4th in the league, 25th nationally.
Fortunately, Conley, from the Omaha perspective, didn't make head contact. It was pretty much shoulder on shoulder. But North Dakota power play ready to go. Mike Gabinette's still not done talking about as he keeps a discussion going with Dan Drager. And now we're ready to play.
Gabinette, a former Maverick in his own right, was honored as a member of Omaha's senior class 2 decades ago. This time coaching this class of Maverick seniors. Connor Ford, the graduate student, won a season best 25 faceoffs last night. Takes the draw against Omaha's Nolan Sullivan, the top faceoff winner for Omaha, 283 faceoff wins.
Can we get going here after that review? Let's get the pace going here. Then a false start on the
You jinxed it, Terry. It's a false start after the first try. Ford wins the second. Backhands between both the defensemen at the blue line. Jandrick and Costantini along the near side. Jandrick doubling back into the E-zone, motoring from left to right. Along the far side where the red line meets the boards, rims it behind Seville, dug out by Ford, one-handed to Costantini, prodded to Caulfield. Scored in both games in Grand Forks a month ago. Cycled along the near side. Costantini handcuffed along the near wing. Randall unable to clear the zone. Jandrick right point. Spins, dishes. Costantini prodded loose by Scanlon out from right to left.
Randall and the Maverick defenseman, Scanlon coming out aggressively there on the point man on the right side, Jandrick.
4 minutes into a scoreless first period between the Mavericks and Fighting Hawks. North Dakota and the alternate black sweaters control attacking the goal to our right. Costantini, outer hash marks, low high pass. Jandrick, rink wide at the circle. Schmaltz fans in the bid. Pressed to the boards by Miller. Swatted in between the circles. Glenn spins, guns it out from right to left.
Glenn knows his number one job is to get that puck down the ice, make North Dakota go 200 feet. He knows they have the quick sticks, and he makes that happen finding the lane.
15 and a half left in a scoreless first. Omaha, North Dakota, Fighting Hawks. 50 seconds left on the game's first power play chance. Caulfield, left goal line stuff chance, turned wide by Seville's right pad. Kept in, Jammernick, left circle, centering pass intended for Calder. Jarred loose to the far circle. Swatted by Krenzen to the blue line, not out of the zone. Straight away, Calder, bogged down, Randall. Swats it out from right to left. Mavericks make a change.
Graduate student, his last game at Baxter Arena. Nick Konepke doing a good job as facing that 2-on-1. As at that net front, North Dakota looking for that pass through the goal mouth area.
Moore, left circle, centering pass, flung wide through a maze of skates in the slot. Montgomery scoops it up. One of 3 Grand Forks natives on this North Dakota program. Circling along the far side, flips low high, intended for Moore, posted up at left point, over his glove, stopping play. With 14:53 left in the scoreless first period between the 4th-ranked Fighting Hawks and the 20th-ranked Mavericks. 8 seconds left on that Conley penalty.
There's one of the seniors tonight. Chase Primo was in our picture. And Taylor Ward also out there on that line, another senior for this neutral zone faceoff.
Primo takes the draw against Montgomery, a senior and a freshman. Montgomery pivots and wins the draw, flips to the far side. Clevin rings it behind Seville. We're back to 5-on-5. Right circle, Montgomery, closed angle chance. Flexed aside by Seville. Montgomery scoops it out, flips to the far goal line. Jarred loose by Proctor, backhanded up the wall. Pitchfork to center. Primo along the right wing at the circle. Pressed to the boards by Clevin. Sidesteps a check. Centering pass for McManus. Jarred loose in the slot. Along the far side, Fighting Hawks clear from left to right. Montgomery high slot deals right circle. Kuhn centering bid off of a couple of bodies in front. Picked up by Tyconic, the North Dakota transfer. And the Mavericks out to center ice.
Tyconic with a good quick clear. They're getting that puck, that rebound out of danger.
Coons re-enters, high slot between the circles, muscled loose by Primo, flips down the length of the ice. Weiss, partial breakaway, bottom of the right circle, spins, dishes cross ice over the head of McManus, chopped to the near boards. Jandrick scoops it up. Button hooks on Mueller, scales it off the high glass and out to center ice. Terry Weiss had a possible breakaway.
Yeah, Brady Ferner, give him credit. He really turned on the motors. Not too far, his hometown, Dakota Dunes, right up on 29.
The RPI transfer, Brady Ferner, deals it behind Seville, playing traffic cop along the far side. 13 and a half.
His fans didn't, and family didn't have far to come down I-29 out of the Sioux City area, Siouxland.
No, not too far at all. 13 and a half left in the scoreless first period between the Fighting Hawks and Mavericks. Omaha on the forecheck along the left wing. Mueller off a centering pass between the circles, fumbles the puck. Back to Weiss, high slot, crammed to the far goal line. Berg shadowed by Moore. The 2 underclassmen NHL draftees battling for possession. Connor Ford picks it up, flips, turned over between the circles. Caulfield intercepts the pass from Mueller intended for Weiss. Muscles it out to neutral ice. Mavericks and Fighting Hawks make partial changes.
On the delayed offside, Omaha had to clear the zone. Now they're set.
12:55 left in the first. No score, North Dakota and Omaha from Baxter. Fighting Hawks a 5-4 overtime win last night. Aiming for a sweep tonight would be the 4th against the Mavericks on the road. Along the far side, Costantini stood up by Nolan Krenzen, the 2 former Sioux City Musketeer products in the USHL. Krenzen, D-to-D along the near side. Konepke angles off the boards left wing for Miller. Backhands behind Helston. Glenn in hot pursuit. Canceled out by Clevin along the near side. Costantini pitchforks along the near wall. Dugout, Jake Schmaltz whips it out to center. Ashton Calder along the right wing where it meets the red line near side. Pestering Tyconic behind the goal. Calder holding on the backhand. Centering bid. Picked off by Miller. Flip to the far boards. Calder keeping the zone. Left point. Jandrick. Rink wide. Ferner at the circle. At the dot. Shoots. Chest save. Seville. No rebound. Bringing us to our under 15-minute immediate timeout. 12:04 left in a scoreless first period between number 4 North Dakota and number 20 Omaha. This is Omaha Mavericks hockey on the Mavericks Radio Network, powered by Learfield. in the scoreless first between North Dakota and Omaha on the Mavericks senior night. And so far, Terry, the Mavericks seniors have had a big part of the offensive game.
Yep, they've done very well. Coming back after the disappointing loss last night, that exciting game, big crowd on hand, so a lot of excitement here tonight. You know, there was a feeling, how do you top that one from last night? Well, Omaha needs momentum. They want to get to 21 wins going into the second season, get ready for that best three series next weekend at Kalamazoo against Western Michigan. North Dakota, they don't lose programs like that, don't generally lose in March, so they have plenty to play for, not to mention they want to get that outright league championship. And they'll do that tonight with a win in regulation.
Denver with a regulation win and North Dakota without a point tonight would share the Penrose Cup for the 2022 season. Face off to the left of Omaha goaltender Isaiah Seville to resume play, controlled by the Mavericks. Victor Mancini behind the goal, flips it along the far dasher underneath Caden Bolson's stick. Puck down from right to left. No icing. Kevin Conley wins the race for the puck, battling with Chris Jandrick, the two graduate students. Along the right circle, Mancini shoots through traffic. Caught bodies in front. Dug out by Mancini. Left half dasher. Scrambling up the half wall. Crisscrossing with Proctor in the high slot. Deals right circle. Wrist shot Miller. Turned aside by Helston. Flex to the far goal line. Dug out Bolson. Backhands right point. Mancini sidestepping on Booty. Flips behind the goal. Bolson. Backhands along the left goal line. Proctor pinching from the point, the activating defenseman. Sandwich to the wall along the near side. In between Coons and Jammernick. Jamming away at it along the near circle. Bolson pins it to the wall. One-handed Proctor between the slot. Shoots. Wrist shot blocked by Coons off of his left knee. Mavericks keep the zone behind the goal. A 1-2-2 forecheck at the stripe. Bolson pressing Coons to the wall to two number 29s. Loose puck corralled by Jandrick, funnels out to center ice, over a leaping Booty and into the Maverick bench. Along the right wing, stopping play with 10:52 left in the scoreless first period.
North Dakota winning at least a share of that Penrose Cup. Again, down the stretch with banged up players, Gavin Haney, Ethan Frisch, Reese Gaber, Jake Sanderson out of there this weekend, just trying to get ready for the postseason. And Bradbury going with Jacob Helston in goal tonight. Other than that, his lineup didn't change. Some line shifting around. Dave Montgomery listed as an extra forward tonight. Jammernick centering Coons and Brendan Booty.
Draw to the left of Helston, the first Swedish-born player to play at North Dakota. Controlled by Judd Caulfield along the left wing. Slices past the defender, bottom of the circle, drags on Scanlon. Centering pass off the apron of the goal. Dug out by Caulfield, right circle. Flip to the point. Bast angles it off the half dasher. Corralled by Glynn. Swept behind the goal. Dug out. Scanlon one-handed along the near side. Jack Randall surging through center ice at the red line where it meets the board's left wing. Helston playing traffic cop. Almost turned it over with a lunging Miller. Moving from the goal line to behind the goal, Terry.
Yeah, good job there. Good hustle. Up and down action now. These teams really hitting a flow as you would expect with the last regular season game.
10-10 left in the scoreless first between North Dakota and Omaha. No icing on a puck sent down by McManus on a deflection. Calder turned it over, left circle. Ward dish it to Primo. Backhanded out of the zone by Schmaltz, down from left to right.
Icing wiped out on that one. Wash out because it didn't go down far enough. Krenzen played it.
Primo ushering the puck in the attacking zone. One-handed to Ward, right circle, centering pass, picked off. Calder angles out to center. Loose puck corralled, vacuumed up by Proctor. Diagonal pass, right circle. Ward entering offside. Primo's whole body was across the blue line when Ward entered the zone. So a neutralized face-off upcoming with 9:35 left in the scoreless first between the Fighting Hawks and Mavericks when we return from Baxter Arena. This is Omaha Mavericks hockey on the Mavericks Radio Network, powered by Learfield. Terry. North Dakota has been a quipping success in the attacking zone. 6 shots in opposition to 1 for the Mavericks.
Yep, they could really gain that zone with their quickness throughout that media timeout. Assistant captain Taylor Ward of Omaha, in a discussion with the officials, begging for a call, a boarding call against Tyler Clevin there. 2 big bodies. Clevin with a check on Primo right in front of that penalty bench, the scorer's bench, but no penalty called. Playing on 5-on-5.
Neutralized face-off to resume play, controlled by Ness. Left circle, Ness flings a spinning shot on Seville. Drops down to his knees, puts the glove on top of the puck-stopping play. Ness and Seville, former U19 teammates in the U.S. hockey pipeline. Won a gold medal in 2019. Seville snuffing his former teammate out with a draw coming up to his right. Ness and Primo take the draw. Ness backhands Ferner, right circle, wrist shot wide on the apron of the net. Ferner pinching from the point, holding right circle, crisscrossing with Ness, whips it behind the goal. Albrecht in hot pursuit, bogged down by Proctor along the far side. Vacuumed up by Weiss, turned over at the left goal stripe. Nick Ports, part of a 1-2-2 North Dakota forecheck to the right of Seville, watching intently. Bogged down, Weiss angling behind the goal, alternating possession belonging to Ness at the NCHC crest. Left hash marks, rink-wide pass, Ferner at the circle, wrist shot, blocker save, and a butterfly by Seville. Dug out by Albrecht, left goal line, centering pass, knuckling wide. Ness fanned on the shot, flung it wide, blocker side of Seville along the near side. Mavericks along the right wing, clear the zone from right to left. 8:35 left in the scoreless first. Weiss for the Mavericks, right goal line, centering pass, high slot, hitting the activating defenseman Mancini in stride. Slicing to the left goal line, flipped off the dasher behind the goal. Picked up by Jandrick. Button hooks along the far side on Berg, setting up shop, a controlled breakout.
First one of the game between North Dakota and Omaha. North Dakota set up behind the net, and that has Helston having some words with that Maverick forechecker at the top of the 1-2-2. That's Sullivan. Imagine that.
Imagine that. Nolan Sullivan on the forecheck.
A little agitating.
Ferner down from left to right. No icing on a deflection along the far wing. Mavericks from right to left. McManus powering through center. Backhands to Sullivan. Right circle. Wrist shot. Fluttering wide off a couple skates. Dug out. Bolson. High slot. Crisscrossing into the high slot with Mancini. Bolson bottom of the right circle. Centering pass off of a couple of bodies. Flipped by Booty. Out of the zone, angled off the wall from left to right.
Bolson showing some speed there, creating some time and space, and intent on getting that puck to the net front, and he did.
7.5 left in the first. No score. Number 4 North Dakota and number 20 Omaha. Right point, one-time blast. Miller activating from the neutral zone. Block. Costantini from left to right at the circle, putting the brakes at the dot left side. Spinning centering pass intended for Caulfield underneath of his stick. Omaha from right to left. Along the right wing, Krenzen, the righty defenseman, at the circle, driving toward the goal line. Canceled out behind the goal by Johnson. Krenzen scoops up the puck. Left goal line, hammered to the wall by Clevin. Puts his left shoulder into Krenzen's midsection. Suicide puck battle near circle. Won by Randall. Backhands to the blue line, splitting both Miller and Pennington. North Dakota making a partial change.
Clevin playing a physical brand of hockey tonight with his size. That's part of his game, and we saw his offensive upside last night with the overtime game winner.
6'4", 213 pounds out of Fargo. Fighting Hawks undefeated this year when Clevin puts up a goal. 6:35 left in the scoreless first. Omaha and North Dakota. Mavericks from right to left. McManus left circle, centering pass, knuckling wide between the circles. Flipped high into the air, dug out. Omaha along the left circle. McManus centering pass, throw to the side off of Sendon's midsection. Scrambling up the near side. Ward centering pass right circle. Conley holding, faking, waiting, delaying, centering. Loose in the slot. Flipped wide. Blocker side of Helston. Mavericks heat the zone. Left circle. McManus centering bid underneath Primo's stick. Arm up. Penalty called. Mayhem and bedlam ensued in front of the goal crease. A hook the call with 6:07 left in the first. The Mavericks head to the building. Omaha power play for the first time. Here's the call.
Penalty assessed to North Dakota. Number 25. 2 minutes. Hooking.
Tyler Clevin, the NCHC leader in penalty minutes, the hero last night in overtime, sits in the box, and the Mavericks to the building Omaha power play for the first time this evening.
Good for Omaha to get him off the ice for 2 minutes. We were talking about how good he is, and the Mavericks getting the power play chance here with 6:07 left first period. No score in North Dakota, and the UNO Mavericks at UNO's beautiful Baxter Arena in front of a big crowd. This regular season finale.
Face off to the left of Helston, won by Ford. Backhands to Moore. Skies it off the high glass down from left to right. Mavericks on the power play at 25%, 4th in the league, 8th nationally. North Dakota's penalty kill, 79%, 5th in the league, 38th in the country. Omaha with the alternate gray sweaters with the white, black, and crimson bull across the chest from right to left. Weiss hounded at the blue line along the far circle. Conley between the circles, blind pass, high slot, intended for Miller, bracketed by Ford and Caulfield along the far side. Mavericks out to neutral, re-entering. Right circle, Weiss surveying the four-man box, bottom of the circle, at the dot, climbing up the half-dasher. Backhands to Conley, scored in the power play last night. High slot, Weiss deals, Pennington left circle at the dot, low high pass intended for Miller, swatted by Senden to the high glass, dug out, funneled out of the zone by Moore from left to right.
And it was Connor Ford doing everything he could to drive Tyler Weiss of Omaha down the boards, keep him on the perimeter, trying to get that puck out to Scanlon in the high slot area where Omaha is so dangerous.
5 minutes left in the first. No score, Omaha, North Dakota. 50 seconds left in the Maverick power play. Left point, Scanlon, high slot, left circle, wires to Ward. The nation leader in power play goals with 12. Low high pass, past Scanlon's lefty stick, doubling back to neutral ice. Mavericks touch back up.
This time it was Jamernick who was trying to get Ward down low to keep the puck away from Scanlon out high.
Along the right circle, Primo deals cross ice. Ward, one-time pass. Scanlon, one-timer, high slot, loose. Backhand shot, Randall, wide, blocker side of Helston. Mavs keep the zone.
That's why they don't want Scanlon to have the puck out there. No one does.
Scanlon, center point, serving, fans on a shot, loose. Jamernick out to center, fumbles the puck, short-handed, deals. Schmaltz, high slot, shoots, right pad save, and stick save by Seville. The toe of his stick meeting his right pad, directing it over the top of the mesh far side. Behind him to his right with some Kelly Green in attendance, some North Dakota fans at Baxter. 4:15 left in the scoreless first, 8 seconds left in the Maverick power play.
And we'll have Griffin Ness taking this face-off for North Dakota in the Omaha end. Trying to run this out for his team as penalty.
Mueller wins the defensive zone draw for the Mavericks. Clevin out of the box. Both teams 0 for 1 in the power play tonight. Omaha from right to left along the far side. Tyler Weiss at the circle, right wing, centering pass. Hits the activating forward Berg coming in down the middle of the slot. Jarred loose. Albrecht from left to right along the right wing. Posting up at the circle, cutting wide on Konepke. Glued to the wall. Mavericks clear the zone from right to left. Terry, lots of physical play so far.
Yeah, definitely. We were talking about Clevin earlier. Certainly these teams playing each other for the 4th time this year. A lot of physicality.
3.5 left in the first. No score, Omaha, North Dakota. The team that has scored first has won 19 of the last 20 meetings in the series.
Another way to put that is they're finishing their checks.
Johnny Tyconic, left wing boards where the red line meets the North Dakota bench. Rims it behind Helston along the right circle. Bolson handcuffed by Coons. Backhands out to center ice. Jamernick lunging in the attacking zone. One-handed Calder, right circle, wrist shot. Right pad save Seville. Loose puck spilled wide. Proctor digs it out. Backhands to center. Ahead of the intended target, Conley. Swatted back in behind Seville by Coons.
Seville and the Mavs handling that odd man rush that led to a shot. Seville with a good save there.
2:45 left in the first. No score, Omaha, North Dakota from Baxter. Helston handles the puck behind the goal, flips it along the far side. Bast arcs it out to center ice. Gloved by Mancini, drops it to the ice. Alternating possession. Dane Montgomery for the Fighting Hawks, left circle, outer hash marks. Glued to the wall by Miller, one-handed along the far side. Randall angles off the high dasher, out to neutral. 2:20 left in the first, still looking for the game's first goal. Fighting Hawks jumped out to an early lead last night, picked up a 5-4 win in overtime in the opener. Along the right wing, Mancini, lead pass underneath Glenn's stick. Glenn between the circles, tied up with Caulfield, loose between the dots. Picked up by Jandrick. Barreling through center ice along the right wing. Posting up at the goal line. Hammered to the wall by Mancini along the near side. Fighting Hawks, a 1-2-2 forecheck at the right circle. Ports below the goal line. Centering pass high slot. Ness shoots. Chest saves Seville. No rebound. Stopping play with 1:49 left in the first. No score between Omaha and North Dakota from Baxter Arena. This is Omaha Mavericks hockey on the Mavericks Radio Network, powered by Learfield. Between number 4 North Dakota and number 20 Omaha from Baxter Arena. 1:49 left in the first. Casey Rowland, Terry Leahy with you on senior night. Terry's been here all 25 years of Mavericks hockey. This is my first year, so I'm a freshman in the NCHC. Lots of freshmen, Terry, this week and have made their marks, but for the most part for Omaha, it's been the upperclassmen doing the brunt of the offensive work.
Yeah, you've seen guys like Johnny Tyconic playing so well. That number 1 line, McManus added to that this year as a graduate student with Primo and Ward. Tyler Weiss doing his thing. This game's moved along so quickly. Talking about North Dakota's lineup, basically the same. New goaltender. Caden Bolson and Davis Pennington in the lineup tonight for Omaha for Joey Abate and Brock Bremer. Here we go.
Fighting Hawks with a face-off to the left of Isaiah Seville, controlled by the Mavericks. McManus along the near side where the red line meets the North Dakota bench. Alternating possession out to neutral, belongs to Omaha. Proctor, D-to-D along the right wing. Pennington angles off the right wing. Intended for Ward underneath his stick. Helston playing traffic cop, turned over. Ward right circle, loose, they score! Chase Primo! Turned it over, made a phenomenal lunging save on the initial shot from Ward. Primo collected a loose change. And the senior deposits his 8th goal of the season on senior night, snapping a 9-game goal drought to give the Mavericks a 1-0 lead. 1:29 left in the first.
Helston got caught way out of the goal. And that puck ended up on the stick of senior Chase Primo. Came into the building with Chase tonight, and certainly thrilled. Listen to that crowd. For the last time this year, that UNO chant first heard in the original game of this program, October 17th of 1997. So happy for Chase Primo coming in, and he came in together. And his senior, and he even said right away, he looked at me and said, bittersweet.
Center ice face-off controlled by North Dakota along the left circle. Costantini deals behind the goal along the left goal line. Connor Ford shifting gears, backhands Clevin, left point. Circling to the left circle, wrist shot through traffic, flung wide through the maze of skates. Dugout, Johnston, right point, flips, Ford between the circles, high slot, jarred loose, backhanded by Mueller out of the zone. 1 minute left in the first. Omaha 1, North Dakota 0 from Baxter Arena. Along the right wing, Krenzen skies the puck to the left of Helston. Dug out by Clevin, far side. Spins off of a check from Mueller. Arced out to center. Gloved by Scanlon. Dropped the puck. Caulfield entering right circle on 2 knees. Top of the circle. Wrist shot. Stick save of the Butterfly Seville. Directed to the far side. Glynn picks up the puck. Motoring from right to left through center ice. High slot. Jimmy Glynn shoots. Right pad save of the Butterfly Helston. Flip to the far boards. Mancini left goal line. Bogged down behind the goal. Schmaltz flips it off the high dasher. Mavericks a 1-2-2 forecheck. North Dakota clears along the near side, down from left to right. Down for an icing. Scanlon winning the race for the puck with Sendon. 15 seconds left in the first. Mavericks with an attacking zone face-off in the waning seconds of the period.
Ashton Calder got a little too much on that clear from the half boards on the right wing, near side, out of his own zone, and took the icing there. So a chance for Omaha to make something happen real late in this period. Off this face-off.
Primo takes the drop for the Mavericks to the left of Helston, wins it, backhands McManus Cross ice, right circle, wrist shot, Mancini. Flexed aside by Helston, directed to the left point. Scanlon lost the puck, lost out to Calder. One-handed to center. 5 seconds left in the first. And the Mavericks skate to the locker rooms to the tune of a 1-0 lead through 20 minutes. Omaha had 2 shots on goal in the first 18 and a half. Finished the last minute, 29 seconds with 4 shots on. The third shot of the night for the Mavericks, resulting in a Chase Primo goal to give Omaha that 1-0 lead entering the first intermission.
And a goal late in the period, that certainly gives Omaha a lift, deflating for the team with the goal against. And we got a good one going here again tonight in front of this big crowd at Baxter Arena. This has been the place to be the last 3 weekends. And great fan support. Our friends from North Dakota in here. It's rocking again tonight.
This season, when the Mavericks lead through one period, 12-1. The Fighting Hawks, when trailing through one period this season, 7-1. Our first period intermission report comes your way next. Through one, it's Omaha 1, UND 0 on the Mavericks Radio Network, powered by Learfield.
And now heading into the second period.
Yeah, I really like their period. They're throwing a lot of puck possession. They're going to find ways to get it.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck.
As we look through our first period stats delivered by Summit Dental Health, the official dental health partners of the Mavericks. Shot through one period, North Dakota 12, Omaha 6. The Mavericks had 2 shots on goal in the first 18 and a half minutes before going on a 4-shot barrage in the last 90 seconds. Both teams with 1 penalty for 2 minutes. Isaiah Seville, the Omaha Star goaltender, the Vegas Golden Knights draftee, 12 shots, 12 saves. Jacob Helston making his first career start against Omaha, 6 shots and 5 saves. Face-offs in favor in the early stages of North Dakota, 7-6. Our first period stats brought to you by Summit Dental Health. When we return, we take a look at our out-of-town scoreboard delivered by Pepsi in our first period intermission report for Mavericks hockey, currently leading North Dakota 1-0 through 20 minutes on the Mavericks Radio Network, powered by Learfield. Official soft drink of the Mavericks. Through 2 periods, number 8 Western Michigan doing damage on Miami. A 2-0 lead. Western locked up the number 3 spot for the NCHC postseason. The Mavericks head to Kalamazoo next weekend for the best of 3-game series beginning on Friday. Time to be announced. Number 10 St. Cloud State leads number 11 UMD 1-0 through 1 period. Winner of the matchup tonight at Amsoil Arena gets home ice. St. Cloud and UMD will play next week. The only question, where? Have yet to get a score from Magnus Arena. That's a 7:07 Mountain Time opening puck drop. So puck drop will be about 15 minutes from now. And in our matchup, it's Omaha 1, North Dakota 0 through 20 minutes of play. All time under Mike Gavinet, the Mavericks are unbeaten when leading through 1 against UND, a 2-0 record, aiming to make that 3-0 tonight on senior night. Second period coming your way next from Baxter, with the Mavericks leading the Fighting Hawks 1-0. This is Omaha Mavericks hockey on the Mavericks Radio Network, powered by Learfield. Number 20, Omaha 1. Number 4, North Dakota nothing. Casey Rowland, Terry Leahy with you. Did you know the Mavericks under Mike Gabinet went leading through one period against the Fighting Hawks, a perfect 2-0 record? Did you also know the FNBO UNO Visa debit card allows you to show your pride when you pay? Pick one up today at any FNBO branch near you or at fnbo.com/UNO. FNBO, the Bank of UNO, member FDIC. It's senior night, and one of 9 members of this Maverick team to be honored. Chase Primo's got the game's lone goal, who Terry, to my right, properly called Terry, but I'm not sure you could have described it the way that he scored.
No, absolutely. Going to that net front, Jacob Helston struggling with that puck, the turnover, Taylor Ward getting the primary assist, and it's only fitting. Great for Chase Primo as a senior and a player with whom he's synonymous in this class would be Taylor Ward. Both of their dads with long NHL resumes, that kind of bloodlines for those two players, and it's fitting that on this senior night they came through, factoring on that Omaha goal at the 18:31 mark of the first period. Ward with the single assist on that one. But Omaha has a long battle ahead of themselves. You were talking about pride when we came back on the air after that break, Casey, and senior night, these two programs, playoffs at hand, certainly pride is on the line.
Both teams changed lengths of the ice. Mavericks in the commemorative gray sweaters from left to right. North Dakota alternate black road unis, white and Kelly green from right to left. Fighting Hawks after the center ice face-off with Matteo Costantini along the near side. One-handed to Tyler Clevin, the hero last night in overtime, scored the game-winning goal. Diagonal pass to Costantini, left wing where the red line meets the boards in front of the North Dakota bench. Bogged down by Mancini, the Maverick defenseman. Hounded by Clevin along the far side. Wheels behind Jacob Helston, slithering through center ice. One-handed to Costantini, posting up at the left point. Jabbed behind Seville as North Dakota makes a line change. 40 seconds into the second. Omaha 1, North Dakota nothing. Fighting Hawks this year, plus 17 in the second period.
Omaha with their first control breakout of this game. Here come the Mavericks.
Along the left wing, Mancini, diagonal pass intended for Miller, the activating forward, over his stick and into the mesh. Along the right wing, stopping play, 55 seconds into the second period. Mavericks maintain a 1-0 lead. Attacking zone faceoff coming up to Helston's left.
I noticed in that control breakout, it was the left-handed, the right-handed Nolan Krenzen behind the net, and the forechecker leading the 1-2 with Schmaltz doing everything he could to force Krenzen to stay on that backhand coming out from behind the net, make a play that way.
Draw controlled by the Mavericks. Straight away, Krenzen, right point, flips it off the end dasher. Loose at the goal stripe. Mancini handcuffed by Moore. Mavs keep the zone along the right circle. Glynn inching up the half wall, cycles to Krenzen, gliding toward the goal line, parks below the stripe. Hounded by Johnson. 2-a-side puck battle near side to Helston's left. Johnson emerges with the puck, flips a bouncing puck over the top of Proctor's stick down from right to left. Sent it in hot pursuit, canceling out Krenzen along the far side. Omaha pestered by Sendin, the captain. Sendin blind pass, left circle, backhander Ness. Body save Seville, putting his entire weight on the puck. Terry Mark Sendin made plays happen in Grand Forks last month. Scored the goal and assisted on another. Coming out of the penalty box, he was a bullet shooting down the middle of the ice, forcing the issue on a forecheck, and Griffin Ness almost tied the game.
Yeah, certainly that Sendin's game, a captain out of Medina, Minnesota, right at the net front. That forecheck aggressive, causing a turnover. North Dakota almost tied it.
Face-off control by the Fighting Hawks. Seville's left. Bass bottom of the circle. Centering pass errant through the slot. Loose behind the goal. Proctor pinning Bass to the wall. Dug out by Ness. Backhands along the right circle. Intended for Furno. Picked off. Cameron Berg from left to right. At the circle. Left side. Wrist shot. Blocker save. Helston in the butterfly. Flex to the near boards. Taconic right point. Flips to the goal line underneath Weese's stick. Bouncing along the far side. Proctor pinching from the point at the circle. Jarred loose by Albrecht. Takes a shoulder from Weese. Spills to the ice. No penalties called. And now we have a whistle to stop action. The referee in front of Helston, watching along the near side, blew the whistle to stop play. With 17:50 left in the second, it stays Omaha 1, North Dakota nothing. Terry, that was a late whistle.
Must have been a puck up into the bench, and the faceoff's going to stay in the North Dakota end of the ice. Before that, how about the rocket fired by Cameron Berg, just a freshman. So plenty of eligibility for that Maverick player. Left-hand shot coming down the left wing. Set up the retreating defenseman Brady Ferner as a screen. And Helston really had to fight that puck off. Was perhaps his biggest save of the game so far. But how about that quick release by Cameron Berg of Omaha?
Berg snapped a 14-game goal drought last night, one of 4 Omaha goal scorers. Defensive zone draw controlled by the Fighting Hawks. Mavs with a forecheck along the right circle. Conley bracketed along the near side by Jandrick and Coons. Backhands behind the goal intended for Bolson. Swatted loose. Coons arcs it out to the far side to neutral ice. Mavericks double back in neutral zone. 17.5 left in the second. Omaha 1, North Dakota nothing. The lone goal authored by Chase Primo late in that first period. Less than 100 seconds remaining. Johnny Tykonic from left to right fumbles the puck with Brendan Booty in hot pursuit. 2 NCHC transfers. Tykonic from North Dakota, Booty from Denver. Omaha's captain Kevin Conley, a fellow Pioneer transfer. Below the left goal line, swatted behind the net. Miller angling up the half wall, flips to the point. Scanlon jogged behind the goal. Lob behind Helston, picked up by Jandrick, scaled up the half-dasher near side, down from right to left for an icing. 16:53 left in the second. It remains Omaha 1, North Dakota nothing.
Teams are pretty even in face-offs now. North Dakota on the board with a 3 face-off advantage, but here's a chance for Omaha. Off of the icing to make things happen. We talk about those face-offs all the time. Again, people new to the game. I know we got a veteran audience in so many ways with the North Dakota fans tuning in NCHC TV and our great veteran fans. But they're so important. This is hockey's line of scrimmage. Players have to stay on side. Possession's up for grabs.
Draw to the left of Helston, handled by Primo. Flips behind the goal, intended for Ward. Picked off by Jandrick. Bullet pass through center, off of Caulfield's stick along the right wing. Pestered by Scanlon. Wheels behind Seville. Backhands off the high glass. Moore keeps the zone, center point, on a puck that almost looked destined to clear the zone. Along the right side. Ford at the goal line, top of the circle, spinning wide on Primo. Dishes to the point. Johnson, rink wide, Moore at the circle. Slap pass to the goal line. Costantini scampering up the half wall. Canceled out by Scanlon. Backhands out to center. Warren at the center ice logo. Drops it off to McManus. Right circle at the dot. Angling behind the goal. Cuts wide on Johnson. Centering pass high slot. One-timer. Krenzen off the puck. Loose. Primo score. Chase Primo. With 16:05 left in the second, Omaha 2, North Dakota nothing.
Nolan Krenzen picks up that puck in the good shooting area, medium slot area, and did a great job settling it down, getting in position for that shot. Came off the boards, and there was Chase Primo, left-handed shot, batting it in. A senior night for the ages. Chase Primo.
Center ice face-off handled by the Mavericks, left point. Pennington fumbles the puck, spills to the ice, backhands left circle. Randall shoots through traffic, blocker save Helston. Directed to the left goal line. Miller, hounded by Schmaltz along the far side. One-handed to Randall. Canceled out to the right of Helston by Schmaltz. A 2-1-2 Omaha forecheck along the left circle. Jimmy Glynn pitching from the point, hands off to Miller. Swept to the high slot. Pennington shoots through traffic, right pad save Helston. Into the mesh behind the goal, stopping play with 15.5 left in the second. Mavericks a 2-0 lead on North Dakota.
Omaha with a superb breakout leading to that goal. We want to maybe get a chance between periods to check the players on the ice. But I think it was Scanlon with the headman pass on the breakout that gave Omaha. Set up Krenzen, and eventually Chase Primo scoring his second goal of the game.
Face off to the right of Helston, controlled by the Fighting Hawks. Clevin flips it down from right to left for an icing. Pennington wins the race for the puck. Terry, you mentioned how important face-offs are. These are 2 of the best in the country. North Dakota's number 3 nationally, Omaha number 20. And you mentioned the face-offs. Only a 4 face-off differential against a North Dakota team that has historically had some of the best face-off winners in the land.
Yep, possession up for grabs. If you lose that face-off, you have to dig into defensive positions. You're spending a lot of energy that way. Running around.
Face off to the right of Helston, handled by Ness along the far side, canceled out, flipped over the high glass, stopping play on a deflection. Mavericks keep the attacking zone with 15-13 left in the second. Mavericks lead 2-0. Terry, what are the keys to winning attacking zone draws to defensive zone face-off? What goes differently into
Well,
those?
you've interviewed Paul Gerard enough this year, Maverick assistant coach, talking about giving teams enough information, the players, to make good decisions, and setting up against the opposition and their reaction is a big part, initial part of winning a face-off, but just like Mueller did there for Omaha.
Flip to the left point. Proctor deals to Weiss at the hash marks, hounded by Clevin and Montgomery. Loose puck corralled by Mueller. Left goal line, spinning wide on Jammernick. One-handed to the top of the circle, intended for Berg. Swatted out by Booty. Bouncing puck. Proctor wins for the race for the puck. Booty in hot pursuit behind the goal. Angled off the far side. Montgomery scoops it up, bottom of the right circle. Jammernick back to Montgomery. Close angle shot, flung high over the crossbar. Mavericks ahead from left to right. Weiss stood up at the blue line. Fighting Hawks along the left goal line. Jammernick sandwiched by Proctor and Pennington. Pennington angles it off the wall. North Dakota maintains the zone, Terry. Another sustained forecheck for the Fighting Hawks.
Good news for Omaha. They have a 2-goal lead. The bad news is it's North Dakota. Ton of time left, and it's just a 2-goal lead.
14:20 left in the second. Omaha 2, UND nothing. Berg bottom of the left circle, inching toward the goal line. Stick lifted from behind by Moore. Berg scrapping for puck possession. Low high pass, high slot. Bolson entering the zone, offside as we hit the under 15-minute media timeout from Baxter. 14:09 left in the second. Mavericks 2, Fighting Hawks nothing from Baxter Arena. This is Omaha Mavericks hockey on the Mavericks Radio Network, powered by Learfield.
Casey.
Welcoming back Mavericks fans to Baxter Arena this year. Bud Light is for the fans. For the last time this year, fans are welcome back inside Baxter. 14:09 left in the second. Mavericks jumping out to a 2-0 lead. And on senior night, one of 9 Mavericks being honored, Chase Primo, the owner of the game's 2 goals, Terry. He's given the fans something to remember him by once his time comes to an end.
Yes, again, North Dakota, plenty of time, just a 2-goal deficit for them, but Omaha is playing a superb game.
Face-off at neutral ice along the right wing in front of the North Dakota bench. Nolan Sullivan taking the face-off opposite Jake Schmaltz. 2 lefty stick handlers digging down for the draw. One by Sullivan. Scanlon along the left wing rims it behind Jacob Helston, making his first career start against the Mavericks. First start since late January. Sullivan, bottom of the right circle, inching up the half wall, applies the brakes on Schmaltz. Hands off to a cutting Bolson, pinching from the point. Log jammed by Bass. 2-a-side battle near circle to Helston's left. Bolson scrambling up the half wall, sandwiched by Schmaltz and Bast along the near side. One-handed to the left circle. Calder scoops it up, flips it off the high dasher left boards. Mavericks keep the zone behind the goal. Left goal line, Sullivan parks below the stripe. Rink-wide pass. Bolson at the circle, right wing. Dishes to Conley, activating from the blue line. Pressed to the boards by Ports. Swatted by Bolson to the point, right side. McManus deals left circle. Scanlon's falling shot, chest save, loose. Primo flipped it over the bar. Primo was a foot away from possibly a hat trick. Conley, right circle, rink wide, high slot. Scanlon fakes a drive, shoots through traffic, flexed aside, caught Sullivan in his hip. Bolson, right circle, wrist shot, chest save, Helston spills wide. Sullivan picks up the puck. Multiple Fighting Hawks spill in front of the high slot. Scanlon, high slot, one-timer, blocked by Schmaltz, hunched over after the block.
North Dakota needs a line change, long change, second period though.
Mavericks get a change with Ferner clearing the zone down from right to left. No icing on a deflection. Terry, that was big.
Yeah, that was absolutely huge because they're able to try and make a change here. And no icing was called, which would have negated that change.
Brandon McManus sidestepping by 2 defenders, upended by Ports. Mavericks along the right wing in the attacking zone. Krenzen bogged down by Jandrick. Diagonal pass intended for Ports, intercepted by Konepke. Backhands along the near wing, left boards. McManus, rink wide. Konecki surging through center. Left circle at the goal line. Cutting wide on Clevin. Centering pass. Knuckling wide through the slot. Dug out by Krenzen along the right circle. Inching to the goal line. Barreling by the goal. Primo blind pass intended for Ward. Intercepted by Albrecht. Pitchforked off the high glass. Down from right to left. Race for the puck between Konecki and Ness. Down for an icing. Konecki winning the race for the puck. A graduate student playing in his final game at Baxter. 12:01 left in the second. It stays Omaha 2, North Dakota nothing.
Well, he has a helper tonight. Nolan Krenzen's been playing pretty well in the first half of this game. With 12:01 left in the second period, and Omaha leading North Dakota 2-0 at a filled the capacity Baxter Arena tonight. Huge crowd here to watch this finale of the regular season.
Face off to Helston's left, handled by Ness, flipped it off the high glass, down from right to left. Tykonic scampering for the puck, no icing on a deflection. Johnny Tykonic rims it along the left boards. Glynn activating past the blue line, left circle, dances past Johnson, posting up below the goal stripe. Suicide puck battle to Helston's right far circle. Glynn and Randall in pursuit against Coons and Moore. Randall, left circle at the dot, one-handed Proctor, spinning shot, Miller, loose, lunging save, Helston on the seat of his pants, makes a right pad save. Miller, a spinning shot, was hooked almost as he went toward the goal. Muscled it on goal, but Helston making a sparkling save with 11.5 left in the second to keep the score. Omaha 2, North Dakota nothing.
Obviously, Jacob Helston's the biggest save of this game. He reacted, was able to rob Matt Miller. Miller was on the forehand there, set up by Jack Randall. Omaha with 2.5 at least, forecheckers in deep there with a superb amount of attack zone time, and almost got the third goal there. Helston came up big.
Face-off handled by North Dakota's Costantini to the left of Helston. Mavericks keep the zone on a 1-2-2 forecheck along the right wing. Berg at the goal line, flip to the point, jog loose by Costantini, down from right to left. Caulfield wins the race for the puck. Left goal line, backhands behind the goal. Dug out by Mancini. Cutting wide on Ford. Ford grappling for possession, has it below the right goal line. Stick lifted by Mancini. Loose puck to the left of Seville. Mavericks ahead from left to right, clearing the zone through center ice. 11 minutes left in the second. Omaha 2, North Dakota nothing. Berg along the left hash marks, cutting wide on Caulfield, flips to the point underneath Weiss's stick. Launched out by Caulfield, down from right to left for an icing. With 10:44 left in the second, Mavericks maintain a 2-0 lead on the Fighting Hawks. Terry, you mentioned a bit ago how a 2-goal lead isn't safe in college hockey, known as one of the more dangerous leads. Remember, the last 2 games these two teams have faced off, there have been multiple 2-goal leads blown, so keep that in mind.
Yeah, and Omaha has had a problem with that throughout this year. Some frustrating losses when you look back. Think New Year's Eve at Canton, New York against St. Lawrence.
Draw to the right of Helston, controlled. Ferner, saucer pass through center. Matteo Costantini at the red line, stood up by Conley. Alternating possession belongs to the Mavericks. Tykonic, the center's draft deep. D to D to Pennington along the left wing, swatted to the right of Helston, playing traffic cop behind the goal. Paddled to Bast, arcs it out to center, bouncing puck. Second hop handled by Pennington with his glove. Turned over, Connor Ford, left circle, wrist shot, fluttering high, blocker side of Seville to the right circle. Dug out by Calder at the goal line, blind pass, angled to the left circle. Schmaltz, swept, high slot, one-timer, Clevin, glove save, Seville, no rebound. Dropping down to the butterfly to stop play. With 10:08 left in the second, Mavericks hold on to a 2-0 lead over the Fighting Hawks.
Routine save, or he certainly made it look routine.
It's routine for him, not for us.
Yep, Isaiah Seville. And remember, a right-handed catching goaltender, fairly rare. And the shot came from the high slot area right on him, as we see on NCAA TV, and he snapped it up. Little style there by the stylish Isaiah Seville. Held it for this faceoff.
Draw to his left. Controlled by the Fighting Hawks captain Mark Senden. Flips straight away. Clevin shoots. Blocker save standing Seville. Flex to the far goal line. Schmaltz handcuffed by Primo. Swept out of the zone, moving from left to right. Taylor Ward barging through center. Center point. Deals left circle. Primo fumbles the puck. Jarred loose to the right boards. Calder snaking through center into the high slot. Stick check by Krenzen. Terry, that's an experienced play. Calder, an experienced goal scorer, and Krenzen, just a sophomore, making a big-time defensive stop.
Yeah, just a beautiful stick check, poke check. There's body checks and there's also stick checks.
Ward along the right circle, blind pass off of Port's left skate, flipped off the high glass near side. Alternating possession, Mavericks in the D-zone, double back. 9:20 left in the second. Omaha 2, North Dakota nothing. Fighting Hawks picking up the opener last night, 5-4 in overtime to get at least a share of the Penrose Cup. A point of any type tonight wins it outright. Right circle, Berg handcuffed by Port, swatted out of the zone on one knee, handled by Konepke, angled off the boards, right wing intended for Berg underneath his stick. Port's the former teammate of Berg's in Muskegon. Berg's got it, left circle, deals to Weiss, dances past the defender. Berg left circle, wrist shot, blocks. It caught Johnson in his midsection. Mavs keep the zone, the 3-1-1 forecheck. Left circle, Proctor snaking into the high slot. Left circle at the dot, shoots off the end dasher. Fished out of the corner by Tyconic. Rims it to the goal line. Weiss parking at the goal stripe, inching up the half wall. Darts to the blue line, lost the puck, doubling back to neutral ice. 8:25 left in the second. Mavericks lead the Fighting Hawks 2-0.
Yeah, Weiss not quitting on that puck. Almost came up with it again in the attacking zone.
Known for his finesse and his skilled skating over his tenure with the Mavericks. Almost made another play on his senior night. Cooper Moore, the sophomore for North Dakota, the lefty defenseman, flips it off the high glass, loose in the air. No one knew where the puck was. It's jarred loose by Moore, moving from right to left. At the left circle, toward the dot. Moore puts it between his legs, bracketed by both Miller and Scanlon along the far side. Omaha from left to right, out to neutral ice. Jack Randall to Miller, blind pass. Glynn, spinning shot on the backhand, flung over the bar. Arm up, penalty called on the Fighting Hawks with 7:47 left. The Mavericks head to the building. Omaha power play. Jackson Kuntz to the box. When we return, a cross-check the call. This is Omaha Mavericks hockey on the Mavericks Radio Network, powered by Learfield.
Minor penalty assessed to North Dakota, number 29. 2 minutes. Cross-checking.
Glynn almost made another. In the second, Omaha 2, North Dakota nothing. Final game of the regular season on senior night for the Mavericks, and one of 9 honored tonight. Chase Primo, the owner of both goals this evening. Casey Rowland, Terry Leahy reminding you that there's nothing better than rooting for the home team except with clear vision. Vance Thompson Vision, the official corrective eye surgeon of the Mavericks. Visit us at VanceThompsonVision.com. So far tonight, Terry, we haven't seen a power play goal. Omaha 0 for 1, as is North Dakota, but a chance for the Mavericks to really blow it open.
Yeah, the Mavericks able to get behind North Dakota defensemen and forwards, and led by Jimmy Glynn right at the net front. Frustration back checker Jackson Kuntz came in with the cross check right in the crease area. Thus, Omaha on the power play.
25%, 8th in the country against North Dakota's penalty kill. 5th in the NCHC at 79%, 38th in the land. Face-off controlled by Mark Senden, the captain. Backhands to Tyler Clevin. Guns it down from right to left. Clevin, the overtime winner last night. Omaha's Brandon Scanlon, one of the top undrafted defense prospects in the NCHC. The league leader in power play assists. Glides through center ice along the left circle. Bottom of the circle at the goal line, inching up the half wall. Backhands to Taylor Ward. Rink right circle. McManus shoots through traffic, knuckling wide through a maze of skates. Scanlon straight away, center point, deals right circle. McManus low high pass. Primo between the circles, lost the puck. Scramble behind the net, handled by Clevin. Jars it out to neutral ice. Bouncing puck corralled by Scanlon.
Primo taking that pass along the goal line, turning to go on the forehand and looking for that hat trick. How about Scanlon's rush to start this power play? We'll talk about it if we get a chance.
7 minutes left in the second. Omaha 2, North Dakota nothing. Right circle, Primo at the dot. Surveying the four-man box, bottom of the circle. Backhands off the high dasher. McManus at the point. Inching toward the dot. Holding at the goal line. Swept. Right circle. Tyconic looking middle, looking right. Fed to McManus right circle. Holding on a forehand backhand. Zipped cross ice, intended for Ward off of Jandrick's stick. Taylor Ward, the nation leader in power play goals with 12. Flips straight away. Tyconic shuttles to the right circle. McManus, low high pass. Primo between the circles. Loose, it's in. Jack Randall sends Baxter into pandemonium. And with 6:22 left in the second, the Mavericks lead 3-0 on Jack Randall's 8th goal of the season, 3rd in the power play, snapping a 12-game goal drought. And the game's first power play lamplighter belongs to Omaha.
Omaha changing up that power play configuration on the wide wing. Left-handed shot on the right wing. Not usually in that position on the power play was Chase Primo. Then he went low. And Jake Schmaltz was desperately trying to control Johnny Tyconic, control him out high in the zone. Omaha got that puck down where Randall eventually found it.
Puck after the center ice faceoff sent down from left to right for an icing. 6:14 left in the second. Fighting Hawks with an attacking zone faceoff, trailing 3-0 against these Mavericks.
Look out now. Watch momentum here. Omaha has some breathing room, but you never know about the momentum after a goal. In North Dakota, a dynastic program doesn't lose a lot in March. They're not used to it. They're not going anywhere.
Face off to the right of Seville, handled by North Dakota. Ness flips cross ice. Moore left circle, inching up the half wall into the high slot, cutting wide on Bolson. Stick check to the far circle. Moore backhands behind Seville. Fished out by Konepke, muscled to the near circle. Nick Ports at the hash marks. Lost out to Bolson along the far side. North Dakota swarms the puck. A 1-2-2 forecheck along the right wing. Johnston deals behind the goal underneath Ness's stick. Fished out by Conley. Backhands out to center ice. 5:35 left in the second. Omaha 3, North Dakota 0. Mavericks from left to right. Conley right circle, falls to the ice on 2 knees. Pressed to the ice by Albrecht. No penalties called. Skittering biscuit controlled by Moore behind the goal. Swept along the near side to Johnston. Diagonal pass to Albrecht, lofting the puck to the right of Seville. Coons in hot pursuit. Takes Pennington down to the ice. Two-a-side battle near circle. Coons continues to shove Pennington. Arm is up. Penalty called. Jackson Coons, who sat in the box that led to the Mavericks' first power play goal of the night, continued to shove Pennington into the boards. And Jackson Coons, the Vancouver Canucks draftee, heading over to the box for the second time in a matter of 3 minutes. Here's the call.
North Dakota's number 29. 2-minute minor, roughing.
That's Sterling Egan, whose voice you just heard, had enough. And it kept going, and Coons was ruled off the ice. So the 3-0 lead for Omaha. 5:03 left in the second period, and this crowd buzzing.
Buzzing to say the least in the last home game of the season, pushing the largest attendance of the season. Mavericks 1 of 2 on the Building Omaha power play tonight. 25%, 4th in the NCHC, 8th in the country against UND's penalty kills, 79.1%, 5th in the league, 38th in the nation. Face-off to the right of Helston, controlled by Connor Ford, the nation leader in face-off wins. One-handed to Clevin, backhands off the high glass. Scanlon tracks down the puck, backpedaling in neutral ice. 4:50 left in the second. Omaha 3, North Dakota 0. Along the right circle, McManus stood up by Ford, lofts it out of the zone from right to left. Race for the puck. Mark Sendin, the North Dakota captain, short-handed, pressing Scanlon to the boards. Omaha's Taylor Ward wheeling behind the goal. Blind pass to Scanlon, quarterbacking the power play. Ward through center ice, high slot, left circle, backhands to Randall. 1 of 2 Omaha goal scorers tonight, scored on the power play goal a few moments ago. Backhands to the right goal line, intended for McManus, jarred loose by Caulfield. Hammers it out from right to left.
North Dakota able to make a change of units here. Now leading the forecheck is Louis Jamernick. And he peels back and will come back through the middle of the ice, form that diamond in the neutral zone with his teammates.
4 minutes left in the second. Omaha 3, North Dakota 0. Tyconic, the former Fighting Hawk, backpedaling in front of Isaiah Seville, 2 NHL draftees.
Port's now leading the forward, checking that diamond in the neutral zone. Port's good-looking player, St. Cloud freshman.
Kevin Conley for the Mavericks, second-year captain. Bogged down at the right goal line. Picked up by Jammernick. Skies it out to center. Bouncing puck handled by Tyconic. Backpedaling to neutral ice and into the defensive zone.
Ports now goes off for a change. Here comes the veteran Connor Ford.
30 seconds left of the Maverick power play. 3.5 left in the second. Omaha nursing a 3-0 lead. Left circle, Conley at the dot. Lost out on the puck. Backhand straight away. Tyconic wires right circle. Conley shoots off the apron of the goal. Tracked down by Miller behind the net. Holding. Bottom of the right goal line. Blind pass. High slot. Tyconic fakes a drive. Fed to the left circle. Weiss circling to the high slot. Deals low high pass. Miller between the circles. Lost out. Tried to go between the legs. More swept it out of trouble.
And Luke Bass realized it was going to be one of those turn to the forehand type plays by Miller, and he just went down and blocked it body length.
We're back to 5-on-5 with 2:50 left in the second. Mavericks holding on to a 3-0 lead. Final game of the regular season. Along the left circle, Proctor swatted to the goal line. Dug out by Schmaltz. Circle to circle, send in, lead pass through center. He's got Calder. Calder on a backhand, shoots. Pat saves Seville, arm up, penalty called. A slash to call as we hit the under 5-minute media timeout. 2:38 left in the second. It's Omaha 3, North Dakota nothing. We'll get the call when we return on the Mavericks Radio Network, powered by Learfield. Number 20, Omaha 3. Number 4, North Dakota nothing. The night after the Mavericks fell in heartbreaking fashion, 5-4 in overtime. UNO on senior night, jumping out to a 3-0 lead. 2 goals owned by one of 9 Omaha seniors being honored tonight in Chase Primo, the other a junior, and Jack Randall, who will be a senior next year. Casey Rowland, Terry Leahy with you from Baxter. Terry, North Dakota to the power play. Ashton Calder making plays happen off of a headman pass.
Yep, Calder trying to get in there. A baby breakaway. Kirby Proctor came in from behind, and it ended up being a slashing call, so he goes off for 2 minutes. Didn't qualify, meet the criteria of a penalty shot type situation. But because Calder didn't have control of the puck on his side of the red line, but either way, here's North Dakota on the power play. Look out.
Face-off won by Connor Ford, holding at the left circle. Jake Schmaltz, wrist shot, loose. Caulfield, bottom of the left circle, wrist shot, scores. Judd Caulfield turned aside on his initial chance from Seville, got the rebound below the left goal line, flipped it far post, blocker side, and Judd Caulfield, the Pittsburgh Penguins draftee, cuts the deficit in half. Cuts the deficit to 2 with 2:30 left in the second. It's Omaha 3, UND 1.
Face-offs, we were talking about earlier in this telecast broadcast how important they are. North Dakota with a man advantage, able to control that. And Caulfield, a right-handed shot out of Grand Forks, gets that puck along the goal line. He almost scored. He felt he had it on his original shot, but picked up the rebound, was able to bank it in out of the end zone area. Just inside that end zone, the goal line, bank it off, deflect it off of Isaiah Seville. There you go.
Center ice faceoff controlled. Calder right circle, applies the brakes on Konepke, flips it off the high glass, not out of the zone. Schmaltz spearheading a 1-2-2 North Dakota forecheck. Along the left point, Moore, one-time blast. Blocker saves Seville. Loose at the goal line. Scramble for the puck. Schmaltz goes to a backhand. Seville on the seat of his pants, angled to the far post, makes the save for the moment. It stays Omaha 3, North Dakota 1, 2:13 left in the second. Terry, less than 17 seconds after the Fighting Hawks got on the board, they almost cut the deficit in half.
Yep, with Jake Schmaltz creating the havoc in front and a scramble in that goal crease.
The call on the ice is no goal. The puck was covered by the goaltender. However, that play is under review.
They're going to take a look at scramble. I thought it almost went in. We'll see what happens in the review.
Schmaltz, the The Boston Bruins draftee a few years ago in the 2019 drafts scored 2 of 5 North Dakota goals last night, snapping a 13-game goal drought. How big would this be for a momentum change, Terry? The Mavericks jumping out to an early 3-0 lead. North Dakota less than 10 seconds into a power play, cut the deficit to 2. And then if Schmaltz were to get this to be overturned, to trim it to 1. We talked about those 2-goal leads being dangerous leads in hockey. It could easily be down to 1 if this were to be overturned.
Yeah, and this big Omaha crowd sensing an inevitability here against this North Dakota team. At least a co-regular season champion, and they're taking a long look at this. The call on the ice, it has to be conclusive, call on the ice is that there was no goal. The puck has to be completely across the goal line. That is close. Don't know about the conclusiveness of it. So they are reviewing. 2:13 left in the second period. Right now it's Omaha with a 3-1 lead over North Dakota at Baxter Arena.
Fighting Hawks have swept Omaha 3 times in Omaha, including the first 2 series in Baxter under the Brad Berry era. Won last night to at least win a portion of the Penrose Cup 5-4.
After further review, the call on the ice is confirmed. No goal.
There we go. Well, that'll give Omaha a lift. The crowd loves that. Most of them here at Baxter Arena, as that keeps the 2-goal lead for the Mavericks. Oh, was that close as Jake Schmaltz was right in Isaiah Seville's grill.
North Dakota with an attacking zone face-off to Seville's left. Schmaltz against Sullivan. 2 lefty stick handlers digging down for the face-off. Off the tie-up, it's controlled by Schmaltz. Flips to Calder, right goal line. Backhands to the blue line. Bast hounded along the far side by Conley. Scanlon sweeps it out to center ice along the far glass. Alternating possession belongs to Moore along the left wing in front of the North Dakota bench. Flips it behind Seville. Tracked down by Scanlon. Pestered by Calder. Spearheading a 1-2-2 UND forecheck. Lofted out to center by Sullivan. Connects to Conley. High slot. Fans on the shot. Rolling puck handled by Helston. Drops to his right knee. Stopping play with 1:46 left in the second. It stays Omaha 3, North Dakota 1.
How about down to our left? We have some good friends of the North Dakota media contingent, the longtime legendary play-by-play voice Tim Hennessy down there with Steve Olson as color man on radio, and Brad Schlossman.
I think this is one of the more strange situations for the NCHC broadcast fraternity. I'll touch up on that in a moment. Face-off controlled by the Mavericks along the right circle. Jimmy Glynn pestered along the near side. Jandrick D to the right circle. Tyler Clevin funnels it out to center ice. Alternating possession handled by Judd Caulfield along the right wing at the boards, where it meets the red line. Seville tracks down the puck behind his net. Swept it to the near side. Miller pestered by Ford. Flips out to center ice along the left circle. Randall entering the zone offside. Miller was already over the blue line when Randall entered. 1:19 left of the second. It's Omaha 3, North Dakota 1. Terry, we can firmly say that the 2 longest tenured broadcasters in the NCHC and the least tenured broadcaster, the lone rookie in the league, are calling the same game. You're at 25 years. I believe Tim Hennessy's pushing 45. A
lot of years.
And I'm still in the middle of year 1.
There you go. Yeah, that's probably right. You got Robin Hook at Western Michigan in there.
Have still yet to meet Robin. We'll do so next week. Mueller, right goal line, centering pass, loose left circle, one-timer. Proctor flown high over the bar. Tracked down by Conley, right goal line, flips Iconic straight away. Deals to Weiss, right circle, spinning shot, glove save Helston. Dropping down into the butterfly, stopping play. 60 seconds left in the second. Score holds Omaha 3, North Dakota 1.
And there's Johnny Tyconic, who transferred out of the North Dakota program with their pipeline of defensemen, most notably Jake Sanderson, and came to Omaha. Has been a welcome addition. Played so well last night. Back out there tonight on a senior night for that young man out of Calgary.
Lots of centers pipeline draftees over the last couple of years. Sanderson and Tyconic, along with Tyler Clevin, Shane Pinto.
Defenseman types, you mean?
Oh, indeed. Left circle off the faceoff win. Mueller centering pass underneath McManus's stick. Mueller picks it up. Left circle. Wrist shot. Right pad save. Helston. Flex to the far boards. Tracked down along the right circle. Tyconic spins off a check from Senden. Flips at the point. Miller lost the puck. Loose. Calder picks it up. Possible breakaway. Holds to the backhand. Loose. Schmaltz goes to a backhander. Flexed aside by Seville. Lunging from left to right across the goal crease. Play continues.
Boy, that's huge to stop Schmaltz on that follow-up. He usually buries those.
20 seconds left in the second. It saves Omaha 3, North Dakota 1.
Like we saw last night on that delayed penalty.
Ward at the point, left side, flips behind the goal. McManus centering pass, close angle shot. Primo turn to the side. He's on hat trick watch with 2 of the 3 Omaha goals. 10 seconds left in the second. Fighting Hawks from right to left, trailing by 2. Caulfield left point, holding at the circle, spins. Costantini shoots, stick save by Seville, stopping play, dropping to the butterfly. Sends us to the third period with the Mavericks leading 3-1 through 2 periods. The lone goal for the Mavericks in the second, owned by Jack Randall, and for North Dakota, Judd Caulfield.
Oh, this has been a great series, and what a battle this will be in the third period down the stretch. We're wondering where everything stood. Omaha's locked in going on the road to play Western Michigan the first round next week. North Dakota trying to get an outright Penrose Cup and not share anything with Denver. So they have that intensity going for them, certainly that intent. They're trying to get primed for the postseason, and with this team certainly expecting a deep run in a program where a national championship, national title is bust. And wondering where that would all be tonight, but certainly it's been intense, been a fine game.
We'll give you some score updates on the second period intermission report. This year in the Mavericks lead through 2 periods, 15-3. North Dakota with trailing through 2, 0-9-1. Through 2 periods, it's Omaha 3, North Dakota 1 from Baxter Arena. This is Omaha Mavericks hockey on the Mavericks Radio Network, powered by The scoring in the middle frame. Casey Rowland, Terry Leahy with you as we look through our second period stats, brought to you by Summit Dental Health, the official dental health partners of the Mavericks. Shots through 2 periods. North Dakota 20, Omaha 19. Power plays. Mavericks are 1 of 3. Fighting Hawks 1 of 2. 6 penalty minutes on the Fighting Hawks, 4 for the Mavericks. Isaiah Seville, 20 shots, 19 saves. Jacob Helston, 19 shots and 16 saves. Face-offs in favor of the Fighting Hawks, 23-14 through 2 periods. Our second period stats brought to you by Summit Dental Health. When we return, we take a look at our out-of-town scoreboard with scores across the country and the NCHC on the Mavericks Radio Network, powered by Learfield.
So I goes to the landlady. I said, you let me slide. I have the rent for it tomorrow, the next I don't know. So let me slide it on, you know, people. I notice when I come home in the evening, she ain't got nothing nice to say to me. But for 5 years, she was so nice. Lord, she was lovey-dovey. I come home one particular evening. The landlady said, you got the rent money yet? I said, no. Can't find no job. Therefore, I ain't got no money to pay the rent. She said, I don't believe you're trying to find no job. Said, I seen you today, you were standing on a corner, leaning up against a post. I said, but I'm tired. I've been walking all day. She said, that don't confront me. Long as I get my money next Friday. Now next Friday I come out, didn't have the rent, and out the door I went. So I go down the streets, down to my good friend's house. I said, look, man, I'm outdoors, you know. Can I stay with you maybe a couple days? He said, let me go and ask my wife. He come out of the house, like I seen his face. I know there was no. He said, I don't know, man. She kind of funny, you know. I said, I know. Everybody funny. Now you for that too. So I go back home. I tell the landlady, I got a job. I'm gonna pay the rent. She said, yeah. I said, oh yeah. And then she was so nice. Lord, she was lovey-dovey. So I go in my room, pack up my things, and I go. I slip on out the back door. Down the streets I go. She hollering about the front rent. She'll be lucky to get in the back rent. She ain't gonna get none of it. So I stop in the local bar, you know, people. I go to the bar. I rent my coat. I call the bartender. I say, look, man, come down here. You got down there. So what you want? One bourbon, one scotch, one beer. Well, I ain't seen my baby since I don't know when. I've been drinking bourbon, whiskey, scotch and gin. Gonna get high, man, I'm gonna get loose. Need me a triple shot of that juice.
Trees, country roads, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home, country roads. All my memories gather round her, miner's lady, stranger to blue water. Dark and dusty, painted on the sky, misty taste of moonshine, teardrop in my eye, country roads, take me home to the place
whistle blows and the puck goes down the ice. The goalie jumps and the players bump and the fans all go insane. Someone roars, Bobby scores at the good old hockey game. Oh, the good old hockey game is the best game you can name. And the best game you can name is the good old hockey game. Second period, where players dash with skates aflash. The home team trails behind, but they grab the puck and go bursting up, and they're down across the line. They storm the crease like bumblebees. They travel like a burning flame. We see them slide the puck inside. It's a 1-1 hockey game. Oh, the good old hockey game is the best game you can name. And the best game you can name is the good old hockey game. Third period, last game in the playoffs too. Oh, take me where the hockey players face off down the rink, and the Stanley Cup is all filled up for the champs who win the drink. Now the final flick of a hockey stick and a one gigantic scream. The puck is in, the home team wins the good old hockey game. Oh, the good old hockey game is the best game you can name. And the best game you can name is the good old hockey game. Oh, the good old hockey game is the best game you can name. And the best game you can name is the good old hockey game. Oh, the good old hockey game is the best game you can name. And the best game you can name is the good old hockey game.
Are born from great opportunity. You all know what you have to do.
Forget about the crowds, the size of the school, their fancy uniforms.
No one comes into our house and pushes us around.
Unleash the fury. If you put your effort and concentration into playing to your potential, to be the best that you can be, I don't care what the scoreboard says at the end of the game, in my book, we're going to be winners.
Tonight, we stay with them. And we shut them down because we can.
That's still black ice. This is our pond.
That's right. Phoebe's right. We got to take it to these guys.
I want you to get up now.
Unleash the fury.
I want all of you to get up out of your chairs.
The fans are standing up to them. The security guards are standing up to them. The peanut vendors are standing up to them. Come on. All right. Let's go. Say, boys. We say, boys. Let me hear it.
celebrating 25 years of Maverick hockey from right to left. Center ice faceoff handled by Jack Randall, backhanded behind Jacob Helston. His first career start against the Mavericks. The freshman from Lusdal, Sweden so far has faced 20 Maverick shots and has made 17 saves. Along the left circle, Randall hounded by two Fighting Hawks out to the red line. Matt Miller deals it behind Helston, playing traffic cop, backhands underneath his legs to Chris Jandrick, the Alaska Fairbanks transfer. Along the left wing as the Mavericks make a partial line change. Lead pass to Connor Ford at the red line, slicing through the Mavericks center ice logo. The interlocking hockey sticks with the big number 25 numeral, celebrating 25 years of Mavs hockey. Luke pass, doubling back into the E-zone. Diagonal pass left point to Sendon. Backhands behind Isaiah Seville. Tracked down by Nolan Krenzen, the sophomore defenseman. DDD pass along the far side. Tyconic leads to Ward, streaking through center. Swept to Primo off of his stick. Ashton Calder along the right point, hounded by Primo. Stripped of the puck upon entry. Omaha from right to left. McManus left circle at the dot. Spins, dishes. Ward left goal line. Stood up by Schmaltz along the near side.
There's Schmaltz. Again, we saw it last night. 200-foot player with a back check there, breaking that pass up.
A minute 20 seconds into the final period. Omaha leads North Dakota 3-1. Johnny Tyconic, the former Fighting Hawk, sets up shop behind Seville. As both teams make moderate changes, the lefty defenseman staggers into the defensive zone. Diagonal pass to Proctor along the near side where the red line meets the boards in front of the North Dakota bench. Flips it behind Helston, tracked down by Brendan Booty. The Denver transfer starring for North Dakota. Steering the puck through traffic past a 2-3 Maverick forecheck along the right circle. Deals to Jammernick at the goal line. Nick Port centering pass underneath of Booty's stick, posting up in the blue paint. Jarred loose by Pennington out to center ice. 2 minutes into the final period. Omaha 3, North Dakota 1. Mavericks scored the game's first 2 goals. Judd Caulfield would answer after North Dakota fell down to a 3-0 hole. Along the right wing, Sullivan stripped to the puck in neutral ice. Dane Montgomery, one of 3 Grand Forks natives starring for this North Dakota team. Backhands to the right of Seville. Backhands behind the goal. Brandon Scanlon flips it up the half wall. Mavericks clear the zone along the near side. Kevin Conley galloping through center. Along the left circle toward the goal line. Hounded by Jandrick. Takes a shoulder to the end dasher. Jandrick scoops up the loose puck. Diagonal flip intended for Montgomery off a deflection. No icing. Montgomery charging and chasing after it at the right goal line. Pressed to the boards by Scanlon. Tracked down along the far side. Omaha from right to left, leading 3-1. 3 minutes into the third. Conley flips it behind Helston. Mavericks double back into the zone after the alternating possession was corralled by Krenzen. Terry, not a lot going on so far in the third.
Momentum up for grabs, up and down the ice.
Omaha's Jack Randall along the left goal line. One of 2 Omaha goal scorers. Flips straight away. Konecki swatted off of Glenn's left knee. Loose along the far circle. Handled by Johnson. Lead pass Costantini. Left point entering the attacking zone to the right of Seville. Loose puck behind the goal. Vacuumed up by Glenn. Backhands up the near side. Randall lunging through center. Flips to the right of Helston. Playing traffic cop with Miller in hot pursuit. Miller hounding Schmaltz through center ice. Loose at the red line. Schmaltz doubling back. And the Fighting Hawks into the zone.
Omaha so far making that simple play. Quick changes. Gaining the red line. Getting it in deep. Here's a chance for Taylor Ward to do that.
4 minutes into the third. Omaha 3, North Dakota 1. Calder along the right wing. Takes a spill to the ice. Penalty upcoming. It's on the Mavericks. Ashton Calder, who was an all-star in the WCHA last season for Lake Superior State, making plays like that for the Lakers a year ago. Making things happen for North Dakota, heading to the power play. Proctor sitting in the penalty box. Here's the call.
Minor penalty assessed to Omaha, number 3. 2 minutes, tripping.
Kirby got the right skate out and took down Calder in the face-off circle on the right wing in the Omaha zone. And the North Dakota power play will commence.
Fighting Hawks in the power play, 24.4%, 11th in the country, 5th in the league. 1 of 2 tonight. Face-off won by Connor Ford. Flips straight away. Jandrick between the circles. Zip to the left circle. Schmaltz back to Jandrick. Backdoor one-timer. Costantini right circle off the apron of the goal. Tracked down by Caulfield behind the goal at the NCHC crest. The owner of the lone goal tonight for North Dakota. Backhands to the left point. Jandrick surveying the 4-man box. Wires to Costantini at the circle, right wing toward the goal line. Parks at the near hash marks. Cross-ice pass, left circle. Schmaltz shoots through traffic. Blocker saves Seville through a screen. Flex to the near boards. Jandrick surveying the middle of the ice. Steals Costantini, right circle. Slap pass off the high glass left board. Schmaltz backhands to the point. Jandrick, left circle. Wrist shot thrown high over the bar. Tracked down by Costantini, right circle. Holding at the goal line. Relayed to the point. Jandrick. Between the circles, crams right circle. Costantini shoots, blocked by Scanlon. Prodded out of the zone by Randall, down from right to left.
Good job by Randall there. Good job earlier by Sullivan, cutting off a pass, going through that box from Costantini, who was looking to get it over to Jake Schmaltz on the wide wing from the one-timer other side of the ice.
14:50 left. Omaha 3, North Dakota 1. 50 seconds left of the Fighting Hawk power play. Along the left circle, Mark Senden, the North Dakota captain. Hounded at the wall by Krenzen, badgered by Glynn as well. Swept out of the zone along the far point, down from right to left. North Dakota forced to touch up.
Obviously a huge clear by Omaha.
Cooper Moore, high slot, flips, Bass right circle, inching up the half wall, nudges straight away. One-timer Jaminek, left pad save Seville. Arced out of the zone by Konecki over a leaping Moore, down from right to left.
Seville controlled the rebound pretty well. That allowed Nate Konecki to make the puck go all the way down the ice. 200 feet. North Dakota must come now with just seconds left in their power play.
4:10 left, 7 seconds left of the Fighting Hawk power play. Johnson, right circle toward the hash mark. Centering pass, knuckling wide in the slot, tracked down. Right point, Booty shoots through traffic. Right pad save Seville. Flipped in the middle of the air. Montgomery spins past traffic, bracketed by Berg and Mueller. Turned over, Booty behind the goal. Centering pass underneath Montgomery's stick. Tracked down, Johnson right point, angle to the circle. Montgomery centering pass thrown high and wide through the slot. Corralled by Weiss behind the goal, and with every penalty kill this season, Miller orthopedic specialists remind you to get back in the game at full strength. Fighting Hawks, a 1-2-2 forecheck behind the goal. Montgomery backhands up the half wall, picked off by Berg. Slithering through center along the left wing. Cameron Berg 2-on-1, feeds across to Weiss. Arm is up, penalty upcoming. It's on North Dakota. Seville to the bench. Weiss, right circle, flip to Primo. Touched up behind the goal line by Clevin. And we hit our under 15-minute media timeout where the Mavericks head to the power play, leading 3-1 with 3:15 left. This is Omaha Mavericks hockey on the Mavericks Radio Network, powered by Learfield.
North Dakota's number 6. 2-minute minor, hooking.
All right, this could seal it. They score here. 13:15 left. Number 20 Omaha 3, number 4 North Dakota 1. Fighting Hawks clinched at least a share of the Penrose Cup last night. With the win tonight, win it outright. The Mavericks aiming for a victory to split the series on senior night. Casey Rowland, Terry Leahy with you from Baxter Arena. Terry, on senior night, it's been the upperclassmen for Omaha lighting the lamp, but Cameron Berg, a promising freshman, getting the Mavericks back to the power play.
Brandon McManus with a couple of assists. Of course, the 2-goal night for Primo, a 3-point night total, 2-1-3 line for him. And Omaha getting the power play opportunity. Omaha fans on Tyler Clevin on that bench when he touched up to end that delayed penalty before the break. He fired the puck hard down the ice toward Davis Pennington, who looked at him. What are you doing? What are you shooting it at me for? Anyway, we play on.
Face-off controlled by Primo, deals high slot. McManus swatted to Scanlon, wired to the left circle. Taylor Ward, the nation leader in power play goals with 12. At the circle, centering pass, knuckling wide over the top of Clevin's stick. Loose behind the goal line, tracked down by Ward. Whistle to stop play. A hand pass is called behind the goal. No, excuse me, the end boards were partially open, so we'll have a neutral. We'll have an attacking zone face-off for the Mavericks coming up to Helston's left, with Brent Johnson sitting in the penalty box.
Taylor Ward trying to get that puck off the left wing over toward Brandon McManus on the right wing. And a quick stick by Connor Ford, the assistant captain, former Bowling Green player out of Pittsburgh.
Face-off handled by Omaha's Primo. Flips left point to Scanlon, walking the blue line. Deals right circle. McManus at the dot. Driving on goal. Spins to the top of the circle. Crammed to the left circle. Ward at the dot, surveying the middle of the ice. Holding at the outer hash. Dishes to the left goal line. Goals tonight on hat-trick watch. Deals. Randall one-timer left circle. Body save. Helston puts it to his chest. Stopping play with 12:34 left. It holds Omaha 3, North Dakota 1. A minute 19 seconds left on the Maverick power play.
Jacob Helston had a lane, sing that all the way. We had a good angle on that. And he holds for the face-off. Keeping the stick on the ice, covering the 5-hole well, and gobbling that one up.
Mavericks 1 of 2 on the power play tonight, 25%, 8th in the country. North Dakota on the kill, 79%, 38th in the land. Draw controlled by the Mavericks along the right circle. McManus at the dot. High-low pass. Primo between the legs, flipped wide. Back post, cleared out by Jammernick from left to right.
Primo trying to pick up that puck. Again, that turn onto the forehand along the goal line. Puck was skittering around that crease for a while before it moved to the side.
Ward entering the zone, offside along the far circle. McManus already over the blue line, so a neutral zone faceoff coming up with 12:10 left and 55 seconds remaining on the Maverick power play. Omaha maintains a 3-1 lead.
Taylor Ward on NCHC TV going off on senior night. Another senior on your screen on the NCHC TV feed, Tyler Weiss.
Weiss assisted Ward's goal last night with 57 seconds to send the game into overtime before North Dakota ultimately prevailed in the extra session. Neutralized face-off, won by Omaha along the near side. Weiss hounded at the blue line, flipped by Moore into the North Dakota bench. Stopping play. Terry, that's a big stoppage because that puck was destined to clear the length of the ice. Instead, the Mavericks have a neutralized face-off along the left wing.
Yeah, that will help Omaha there.
12 minutes left. Omaha 3, North Dakota 1. 44 seconds left on the Johnson minor. Berg and Coons taking the draw. Won by Berg. Backhands right circle. Conley at the hash marks. Cutting wide on Clevin. One-handed behind the goal. To Miller. Hounded along the far side. Clevin rifles it out of the zone from left to right through center ice.
When you have that reach and size like Tyler Clevin has, that's a real positive in that situation. Has that strength to get it all the way down the ice.
Omaha along the right wing. Kevin Conley, the second-year captain, where the red line meets the boards. Rims it behind Helston. Pulled out of the left point. Tykonic back to Conley. One-timer broke his stick as he fell to the ice. Mavericks keep the zone. Bottom of the right circle. Miller. Low-high pass to Tykonic. More sticks go flying as play continues. Weiss, left circle. Feeds. High slot. One-timer Konecki block. Weiss, left goal line. Off the apron to the goal. Back to 5-on-5. Weiss, bottom of the right circle. Centering pass. Konecki, left circle. Score! His third all-time against North Dakota, snapping a 34-game drought without a goal. He had scored against Denver last year in the NCHC postseason, scoring in the final game of the regular season this year.
And now has 7 career goals and has been rock solid back there for Omaha on that blue line.
Neutralized face-off controlled by Ports, scrambling from left to right along the right circle, pestered behind the goal by Proctor, spins off a check, flips to Conley along the near side, diagonal pass through center, underneath the intended target, Caden Bolson. Neutralized shot from Clevin along the left wing, blocker save Seville, arm up, penalty coming. A couple scrums along the near side ensues. Interference is the initial call. Meanwhile, behind the play, Clevin and Bolson, two big-bodied skaters, are exchanging some shoves. Bolson's first game since last month when the Fighting Hawks hosted the Mavericks. Conley heading to the bench for Omaha. Here's the call.
Minor penalty assessed to Omaha, number 10. 2 minutes interference.
Clevin out of Fargo. Caden Bolson out of Wilmar, Minnesota. So in that hockey country up there, this crowd, the student section, having plenty to say to Tyler Clevin tonight. He's been cast in that role as the opponent villain, net pushing and shoving. North Dakota does go on the power play here.
Fighting Hawks to the power play, 24.4%, 11th in the country, 0 of 3, 1 of 3 tonight. Draw comes to Seville's right, controlled by Ford. Backhands right circle. Clevin, one-time blast. Lunging glove saves Seville on the seat of his pants. Gloves a howitzer from Clevin, who won the game last night. And with 10:27 left, it holds Omaha 4, North Dakota 1, a minute 55 left in the power play.
Oh, there's Isaiah Seville showing that right-handed catching glove on that one. Is one of the big shooters in college hockey off the point, fires that rocket. That wasn't the point. He was in deeper there. Top of that circle, and a save by Seville.
Defensive zone draw controlled by Omaha. Sullivan backhands out of the zone. Terry, Clevin's not known for his big offensive upside, but he is known for a very heavy shot. That was heavy and then some.
Yeah, no doubt. Big save by Seville against that outstanding player.
Ford along the left point for North Dakota. Flips it behind Seville. Suicide puck battle far side. Ford at the left dot. Lost the puck between the circles. Hammered out by Randall from right to left out to the red line. 9:50 left. Omaha 4, North Dakota 1. Along the left goal line, Ford spins off a check. Centering pass at the left circle. Funneled out by Mancini down from right to left. Helston plays the end bounce as both teams make partial changes. North Dakota's Cooper Moore scored on the power play last night. Both of his goals this year have come on the man up. Snaking through center ice, one-handed to Bass, right circle, flip behind the goal. Moore pinching from the point, backhands left side. Costantini, rink-wide pass, Bass at the point, dishes straight away. Moore fakes, cradles, dishes, left circle, send and shoots through traffic, flown high over the crossbar, skittering out to neutral ice, prodded by Bolson out to the red line. Fighting Hawks forced to touch up. 9:10 left. Omaha 4, North Dakota 1. 35 seconds left in the Conley penalty. Jammernick accelerating through center. High slot, left circle, hounded by Krenzen. Drubs it out from right to left. Terry, Omaha's kill has been phenomenal since that first shot from Clevin.
Yeah, absolutely. Getting it done in the neutral zone like right now.
Suicide puck battle.
Yep, Moore's trying to get up ice, and he was stopped by, there he is, Nolan Sullivan. You would expect that for the Mavericks.
Jandrick pinching from the left point for the Fighting Hawks. Deals to the right point. Coons at the circle to the goal line. Costantini spinning shot block. Coons between the circles. Loose. His wrist shot fluttering wide. Conley out of the box. We're back to 5-on-5. Sullivan from right to left. Backhands to the left of Helston. Charging and chasing. Canceled out by Johnson. With every penalty killed this year, Miller orthopedic specialists remind you to get back in the game at full strength.
Sullivan off that penalty kill led that forecheck. Then he's got to get off the ice, which he did. He came back up ice and got to the bench.
8:10 left. Omaha 4, North Dakota 1. Mavericks in the attacking zone. Left goal line. Weiss hounded and badgered by Clevin. Lead pass underneath Montgomery's stick. Race for the puck. It is down for an icing. Proctor edging out Montgomery for a race to the circle. Montgomery with both hands pointed to the air, wondering how that could possibly be the case. It is with 8 minutes left. Mavericks lead by 3. And it looks like they'll bring the faceoff out to center ice.
Yeah, so that means they've overruled the icing. And it'll be a center ice faceoff.
Primo the drop for the Mavericks against Ness.
And are they going to take a look at that? Meantime, because you have Sam Rankin, the linesman. Oh, they're just looking for the puck there. But that icing did not get called center ice faceoff.
Primo and Ness taking a draw. Primo backhands between both defensemen, Tyconic and Pennington. Pennington vacuums up the puck against a 1-2-2 North Dakota forecheck. Along the far side, Tyconic stopping on a dime to the right of Seville. Loose puck spills in between the circles, handled by McManus. Rink wide pass to Ward, back to McManus, right circle at the hash marks. Blind pass, Ward deals McManus, fed high slot. Tyconic between the circles, dishes right circle. McManus zip to the left circle. Pennington centering pass. Ward one-time shot over the bar. Tracked down by McManus, right goal line. Pressed to the boards by Ports. Suicide puck battle to Helston's left far circle. Tracked down by Ward. Big pass, right point. One-timer Tyconic. Flung over the crossbar. Dug out by McManus, left goal line. Spinning pass, thwarted to the side by Booty. Brendan Booty ahead from left to right at the red line where it meets the North Dakota bench near side. Mavericks touch back up at neutral. 7 minutes left. Omaha 4, North Dakota 1 from Baxter Arena. Fighting Hawks in the alternate black road sweaters. White and Kelly green from left to right against the Mavericks. Commemorative gray sweaters with black, white, and crimson lettering and trim from right to left. Tyconic flips the puck down from right to left for an icing as he was in the midst of a change. North Dakota with an attacking zone faceoff coming up. Down 3 goals with 6:51 left.
Heard Brad Berry in the hallway outside the North Dakota room last night in the media scrum, talking about his team getting swagger, showing swagger last night, coming back. They certainly did. They have that. Michigan has it. Denver has it. Boston College. It comes from the national title banners and the rafters of these buildings, of these institutions.
Defensive zone faceoff controlled by the Mavericks. Skied out by Mancini from right to left. Bouncing puck. Corralled by Calder. Posting up at the right point. Stripped to the puck upon entry out to neutral ice. 6:35 left. Omaha 4, North Dakota 1. Mavericks head coach Mike Gabinet undefeated in his career against the Fighting Hawks when leading through 2 periods. Berg right circle at the dot. Center pass. Mueller one-timer. Fan wide. Right pad side of Helston. Tracked down by Ford behind the goal. Connor Ford snaking through 2 Mavericks skaters. Deals to Jandrick along the left wing where the red line meets the boards. Lobs it behind Seville playing traffic cop. Backhands to Scanlon. Partial changes made by both teams. Terry Mueller was inches away from going up 4 goals.
Now he's looking for that headman pass. He almost got through the neutral zone.
6 minutes left. Omaha 4, North Dakota 1. Skied by Mueller behind Helston, making his first career start against the Mavericks. Lead pass from Ferner. The Caulfield strip to the puck at the right circle by Konepke. One of 3 Omaha goal scorers. Leads it down from right to left. Randall at the right goal line. Stood up behind the goal by Caulfield. Ferner wheeling behind the goal. Scales it off the high glass out to center ice. Caulfield at the right wing boards. Outside the blue line, 2-a-side puck battle to the right of the North Dakota bench near side. Tracked down by Johnson along the near wing.
Keep that clock running, baby.
We're at 5:15 and counting left. Mavericks 4, Fighting Hawks 1. Final game at Baxter Arena this year. Along the left wing, Booty entering the zone, scampering toward the goal line. Parks behind the goal, pressed to the boards by Krenzen. Loose puck, vacuumed up. Konepke flips it off the high glass, trickling along the near side, soccered by Bolson out to center ice. 5 minutes left. Omaha 4, North Dakota 1. Johnson snaking into the high slot, posting up at the right point. Flips it behind the goal. Johnson takes a spill, no penalties called. Booty, low high pass, right point. Johnson, rink wide, more at the circle. Deals straight away. Johnson shoots through traffic, blocked by Konepke, swept out of trouble from right to left.
And Konepke continuing his strong play with his most basic job, that of playing defense, protecting that net front.
4.5 left. Omaha 4, North Dakota 1. Fighting Hawks along the right point. Calder drubs the puck behind Seville. Tracked down by Tyconic. Backhands off the high glass far side. Ford keeps his own. Left point wrist shot. Swallowed up by Seville. Dropping to the butterfly. Bringing us to our final media timeout with 4:16 left. It's Omaha 4, North Dakota 1 from Baxter Arena. This is Omaha Mavericks hockey on the Mavericks Radio Network, powered by Learfield.
To play beside
to the right of Seville. Connor Ford, the nation leader in faceoff wins, taking a draw against Nolan Sullivan. Omaha's team leader in faceoffs won this year. 2 lefty stick handlers digging down at the circle for the draw. For the transfer, former Bowling Green State captain against Sullivan, the junior. Off the tie-up, it's won by Sullivan on his right knee. Flips to the far boards. Mancini unable to clear the zone. Pinballs out to center ice. Play stops with a big scrum ensuing along the left wing.
Offside as Cooper Moore was trying to hold that puck in, but it came out. And that was Nate Stanton, the linesman, making that call.
Neutralized face-off in front of the Maverick bench along the right wing. Sullivan wins the draw, falling to his left knee this time. Loose along the left circle. Costantini hands off to Ford. Spun off the puck by Mancini. Flipped to the left point. Bouncing puck handled by Moore. Rink wide. Jandrick at the circle toward the dot. Backhand shot. Flumped wide throughout the goal crease. Caulfield tracks it down. The lone goal scorer tonight for North Dakota. Handcuffed by Bolson. Moore picks it up. Bottom of the left circle. Barreling toward the goal line. Parks behind the stripe. Scanlon picks up the loose puck. Backhands off the high glass. Vacuumed up by Bolson. Glues it to the wall, killing some time. With 3.5 left, it's Omaha 4, North Dakota 1. Left circle, wrist shot Moore. Flexed wide behind the goal. Picked up by Jandrick, pinching from the right point. Top of the circle. Spins off of a check from Conley. 2 graduate student transfers. Jandrick between the circles, inching to the left point. Moore, wrist shot. Blocker saving the Butterfly Seville. Flip to the right point. Schmaltz to the goal line. Caulfield, blind pass off of Sullivan's left skate. Loose behind the goal line. Mancini bracketed by both Moore and Schmaltz. Schmaltz flips to the right point. Luke Bass, rink wide. Moore at the circle. Toward the hash marks. Bracketed by Bolson and Sullivan. Bolson flips it to the blue line, not out. Bass, left point. Flip to the goal line. Off of McManus's skates. Loose along the far side. Ashton Calder holding below the goal line. Part of a 2-1-2 North Dakota forecheck. 2:40 left. Omaha 4, North Dakota 1. Calder behind the goal.
North Dakota trying to show that swagger there and eventually get Helston out of that goal. No use protecting a 3-goal deficit.
Brady Ferner pinching from the right point, holding outer hash, scrambling up the half dasher, bracketed by Scanlon and Primo. Chase Primo on hat-trick watch with 2 goals. Mancini, lead pass. Conley, right point. Bogged down by Booty. Loose puck corralled by Primo behind the goal. Left goal line. Montgomery puts his left shoulder to his chest, turned over. Ward, right circle, centering pass, right circle ahead of the intended target. McManus, centering pass off the apron of the goal, intended for Primo. Loose behind the net. Primo stood up by Jammernick, and the Fighting Hawks from left to right. 2 minutes left. Omaha 4, North Dakota 1. Along the left circle, Brendan Booty, outer hash. Backhands to the point. Clevin, rink wide. Johnson, right circle, wrist shot blocked by McManus's left skates. Booty vacuums up the puck. Pressed to the boards by Krenzen. 100 seconds left. Omaha 4, North Dakota 1. Along the left circle, Jammernick backhands between both the defensemen, Clevin and Johnson. Mavericks make a full change.
As Helston was looking towards the bench. But the Mavs relieve the pressure, keep him in there for now.
Along the left circle, Johnson off the lead pass from Clevin. Fans in the pass. Mueller leads to Weiss along the right board, snaking to the circle. Pressed to the boards by Clevin. Loose at the goal line. Weiss handcuffed by Caulfield, loose along the near side. Johnson arcs the puck out to center. Chested by Tyconic, backhands into the zone. Mavericks killing off more time with 60 seconds left. Omaha 4, North Dakota 1.
And North Dakota clearly running out of time now.
Jandrick wheeling behind the goal. You can sense it from Baxter. Jandrick motoring in the attacking zone. Schmaltz left circle, wrist shot blocked. Picked up by Conley, flipped off the high glass. Kept in, called it a right circle, wrist shot. And a chest save, Seville. Leaping up from the butterfly stance, stopping play with 43 seconds left. It's Omaha 4, North Dakota 1 from Baxter, the final regular season game at home for Omaha this year.
Now this crowd up and standing, the Maverick fans cheering a great effort by Omaha after the disappointment of last night and the overtime and that great game. The Mavericks with a dominating performance tonight.
Shots in favor of North Dakota, 27-23. Face-offs, Fighting Hawks lead that category 32-20, but the Mavericks getting numbers where it matters on the goal sheet. Face-off won by Jammernick, flips left circle, wrist shot Jandrick off the top of Seville's glove. Helston still in the crease. Looks like they're content to play 5-on-5 the rest of the way. Right circle, Jammernick wrist shot, lunging body save. Seville leaping up from the butterfly stance. 30 seconds left. Omaha 4, North Dakota 1. Along the right goal line, Jammernick emerging with the puck. Centering pass, Calder between the circles, loose. Calder scoops it back up. Right circle, Jammernick shoots, right pad save Seville. Arm is up, penalty upcoming. Puck touched up by Moore with 13 seconds left. Some words being exchanged between Sendin, the North Dakota captain, and Proctor along the near side. Sendin skating over to the penalty box. Call upcoming.
Minor penalty assessed to North Dakota, number 19. 2 minutes cross-checking.
Cross-check, Sean Sendin.
Cross-check Kirby Proctor, who was protecting the net front, as Sendin and Proctor were battling in front. And the Mavericks will run this out. They pulled away from North Dakota to this victory tonight. It'll be Omaha's 21st on the year and on to the second season, Casey.
Defensive zone draw won by Connor Ford. 10 seconds left. Conley below the left goal line, bracketed by Ford. And the Mavericks complete the season at Baxter with a win against North Dakota to split the final series of the year. Final score, Omaha 4, North Dakota 1. The Mavericks spill out of their bench. Congratulate Isaiah Seville on a phenomenal performance in goal, facing 31 North Dakota shots and making 30 saves. A platinum performance by the Golden Knights draft team. The Mavericks line up in front of the goal crease, and for 9 Omaha players being honored on senior night. We don't know where a lot of the seniors, the true seniors, will be next year, but for the moment, the last time this full team will skate to the center ice logo for the center ice handshakes. Jack Randall leads the charge for the Mavericks. Mark Sendin for North Dakota. And the final score tonight, it's Omaha 4, North Dakota 1 from Baxter.
What a weekend. What a series. Home and home against North Dakota. Hopefully, well, be careful sometimes what you wish for, but would certainly love to have a matchup in St. Paul. I told Tim Hennessy that between the first and second periods. The main job for Omaha is to get to St. Paul. That's a whole other story. We'll probably be hearing a lot about leading up to that series next weekend in Kalamazoo in the best of 3 quarterfinals of the National League and Hockey Conference playoffs for the right to get to the XL Energy Center downtown St. Paul and fight for that auto bid.
Mavericks surround the center ice circle with the spotlight raining down at the Maverick logo. Final time we'll see that logo this season, the 25 numeral with the interlocking hockey stick, celebrating 25 years of Mavericks hockey. Omaha donning the commemorative silver sweaters, a stick salute to the fans. And with the win, Omaha improves to 21-15. Entering the postseason, North Dakota falls to 22-12-1. We step aside when we return. The FNBO postgame show for Mavericks hockey comes your way next. Final score, Mavericks 4, Fighting Hawks 1. This is Omaha Mavericks hockey on the Mavericks Radio Network, powered by Learfield.
North Dakota night in front of 7,264 strong. What are the emotions right now for you?
A little bit of everything. sad last game in front of these guys, but I mean, it was a fun one. It was a hell of a win. So
This week, Coach said these last three weekends have basically emulated the playoffs. How does this series and this game tonight prepare you guys going into next week?
Yeah, last 3 weekends were playoff mentality, and I mean, I think you could tell after the last 3 weekends we got pucks in deep, we're getting our legs moving, and good things have happened. We've got a couple wins, so we're going to keep rolling.
Well, congratulations, Chase. Good luck next week.
Yep, thank you. Thank you.
And now, fans, it's time for tonight's Control Services 3 stars of the game. Tonight's third star from Omaha, number 31, Isaiah Seville. Tonight's second star from Omaha, number 39, Brandon McManus. As you just heard on the ice, tonight's first star from Omaha with 2 goals, number 13, Chase Primo. Again, your final score, Omaha 4, North Dakota 1. On behalf of the Omaha Athletic Department and the Maverick Hockey Program, we would like to thank you for attending tonight's game. Please drive safely and go Mavs!
Following a 5-4 loss last night in overtime, get the series split. Also splitting the season series, 2 games apiece against North Dakota. Casey Rowland, Terry Leahy with you on the FNBO postgame show for Mavericks Hockey, reminding you to pay loud and proud this season with the UNO Visa debit card exclusively from FNBO, tied to any FNBO checking account. The UNO Visa debit card is completely free and allows you to show your pride when you pay. Get your UNO